turn my mic on. There we go. Okay, as I was saying, welcome everybody. This is part 2 of the last episode. The last episode that I was working on, having fun, listening to Critical Role. It was cut short due to some computer issues, technical issues, but I figured it out, fixed it. Everything's good. So if you're watching this one first, go watch the 1 second that I'm wearing the boys headband in. Actually, just start from the beginning if this is your first one watching. All right, so we've got the Druid Grove load. I think I was going to start a new game. Yes, I was. So this is going to go through this little cutscene right here. I'm going to play off as a different character this time. I want to try a paladin. So go ahead, enjoy. I will be right back, and I will start this episode of Critical Role. We'll just back it up a little bit. If it wants to work.
Here we go. We'll say between the two, you could eventually get another 3-4 hours of sleep or so and complete your long rest. But yes, you eventually awake after a long, drawn-out evening, physically and emotionally.
2 episodes. It's killing me. I just have this like notification on her screen. I just wanted to just click it away for episodes.
The dismiss.
Yeah. It's been killing me.
Curse you cookies.
A lot of emails sit, don't you?
Yeah.
That's the weirdest character death I've ever had.
Well.
So, night's rest. Both of you come to consciousness in the cookhouse. As you do, the morning sounds greet you as you begin to kind of pore over the events of the previous day, the successes that you saw, and the events that you have before you. As you begin to rustle and gather yourself, Annie kind of pokes into where you're sleeping.
Annie!
Hey.
Hey.
So, did you get work?
We got work. We got work!
We sure did.
We got work. There's money coming in. I've already dropped some with Milo. I feel like this is gonna be an ongoing gig. This got a feeling. It's got a feeling.
It doesn't feel like anything to me, but it sure could.
They know, they've got a feeling. But yeah, we're gonna have.
Great. I love it.
We're gonna
have some.
Yeah. Fuck. So, I'm going to throw. What do I got? I'm gonna throw like 100 gold.
Whoa.
In. I'm gonna throw 100 gold at Annie because.
And he goes, holy shit.
It's a good gig. I'm not.
Yeah, keep doing this.
We're not necessarily going to be around a lot for a while. Let everybody know. Let Milo know. I think we're going to be having to pull some all-nighters. So
I'm gonna get a new outfit and instrument for the Dreamscape audition.
I'm looking forward to it.
How goes the rehearsals?
They're fine.
Yeah? You ready to show us anything?
No,
You sure it's better to rehearse in front of an audience?
that is
I'm back.
patently not true. I do most of my work away from everybody.
Okay. That's fair, if that makes you comfortable.
I
It
appreciate the
does.
attempt.
But you will have to play in front of others at some point, and so it's better
Yeah,
to do.
when they pay for it.
Okay.
Oh, I will be so happy to pay to give you my honest opinion of what you're working on right now. It'll be great.
I cannot wait.
Me neither.
Thanks, Ash.
You know how to find me. Let Milo know they know how to find me.
Have a smiley day.
Every time.
Smiley fucking day!
Hannah just walks away, both middle fingers in the air.
She likes you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
meet the
well,
new
I think we were
coworkers.
supposed to be there closer to dawn, but knowing these folks, they're probably not even
We're
there
still
yet.
gonna be the first.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I got an idea. Let's make some friends. Let's pick up some sandwiches on the way. Let's get some like breakfast sandwiches. I got a place down here. Trust me, they're great.
I do trust you. That you still have some funds left over for.
Yeah. I've got some stuff left. I'm not gonna
You're
give
so
everything.
generous this morning. This is amazing.
When you got it, you got to use it. So,
That's true.
dive
All
it.
right.
What are you gonna do?
Lead the way.
I'm gonna go get some breakfast sandwiches for let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 breakfast sandwiches.
Okay.
No, Bertram can buy his own.
Nice.
Okay. We'll say that puts you back 3 silver for the full batch.
More like a runny egg. A runny egg.
Yeah.
An avocado with pepper and salt and vinegar.
Start. All right.
We go to the meetup at.
Window to wall.
Yeah, there's the arch you guys talked about.
The vertical carpet. Yeah. Good call.
The rest of you wake up briefly caught off guard by the unfamiliar space, that moment of when you wake up in a hotel room and you're like, where am I? This room is extremely dusty, and you can see in the floor the shredded parts of the rug as part of the entryway to it where the blades were set. While the floor is repaired, the rug itself is still kind of jacked up a bit, and kind of glancing at that, you can look up and see there are all manner of like hidden spring contraptions, and get a little sense of the seriousness that Esteros lives under day to day.
Glad it was dark in here when we came in last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go find our friends.
Good news, I didn't dream about them, so they're probably still alive. Hey.
That's good, that's good, that's good.
Gather your things and head out into the morning light here in Drusar. The evening mist that had gathered around the base of the jungle still sits heavy over the vistas before you, and you can barely see the jungle. It looks like you're sitting amongst these mountaintops high up in the sky. There's just clouds beneath you. But you know in the next few hours or so, this will burn away into a verdant junglescape.
The birds started yet?
Yeah, the birds have begun to take to the skies, and the familiar distant chattering of thousands upon thousands of jungle birds can occasionally waft through the air around you.
Orin gives Dorian just a little shoulder check, like a little bump. You okay?
I feel good. I feel, a little angry.
I get that.
Yeah. I want to get everyone together. So we're going, right? Do we know how to find them?
Yeah.
You know where we're going?
Yeah, we're going to the vertical gardens.
Oh, that's so nice. Why did you look down when you said that?
I just look away every time I say it because it means so much to me.
I'm just really practicing to come back to when I'm speaking to the person.
Look at
We all love waiting for Goffman. We just love waiting for Goffman.
Oh, I just aged when you said that.
He's been giving me extensive notes on.
So you two have been waiting there for quite a bit, holding a handful of sandwiches and dodging the occasional cluster of birds wandering overhead until you see the rest of your troop approach.
Oh, you're awake. Okay, that's good. I have food for everyone. We can start out fresh. Everybody, their sandwiches. Good morning.
Bertrand's dead. Sorry, I probably should have.
Dead tired?
No. Dead.
Now I feel kind of bad for not getting him a sandwich. Is it because of this stuff, or is it other
Is it old
stuff?
age?
No, it was old stabbing.
New stabbing.
Hasn't changed in 2,000 years.
But old stabbing.
It wasn't because of what happened last night, right? That wasn't. Was it? Is that?
Orin thinks so.
Yeah. It's pretty clear that he had a run-in with same kind of weaponry that jacked me
Are
up.
you all okay? Were you involved at all?
No.
Just
Well, we found him.
I think he was out for a walk, maybe. And we think that they found him.
the ones that we fought?
Imogen had a nightmare in the middle of the night. clued us in.
Is that, you do that? That's a thing. Okay, I'm putting that
Apparently,
away.
that's a thing I do. I don't know.
Well,
Often?
Nightmares? Very often. Premonitions?
Yeah.
No. No. I gotta go back and think about all the dreams I've had. See if anything. I don't think so.
anybody else thought about the fact that that means that we might be on a list somewhere?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. And so we're all gonna figure this out, right? This
Yeah.
is what we're gonna do.
Yes, Lord Esteros, we went and saw him last night after we found him. We didn't know where you guys were. Otherwise, we would have gone to you two immediately.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, we live in the Crook House,
Right,
which
yeah.
is in the Fonzie Hollow.
I'll write it down.
The
We
Fonzie
just
Hollow.
figured by the time we found you, it would be time to get up.
No, I'm happy for the sleep.
But Lord Esteros has kindly said that we can stay at his house for as long as we need to keep safe.
All right.
Well, that's mighty kind of him. Is everyone all right? You know, shock like this can be traumatic for folks like you. Does anyone need to talk about it or cry or anything to get it out?
It's not the first person I've worked with who's died before. I mean, this is kind of a thing that happens in this field, right? Like really, that's kind of the dream. It's old and in shape. That's when you want to go. I mean, it's practically a win. Or in the long run of things.
In the short term, we have targets on our backs, probably.
Esteros thinks we should stick together for the time being.
And I think the question is, do we want to sit and wait, or do we want to figure this out?
I want to go back to the hole.
The hole?
Where the shade creepers come out. The Wayward Inn.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I agree.
The Weary Way.
Why did you look down when you said that?
It's dramatic. Just can't look people in the eye.
Being here for 3 weeks.
Oh, fresh cut.
Oh.
Have you ever had a Werther's original?
I haven't. Is it?
Where are you going to put
I know
it?
you only have copper, but I feel like it's the same type of thing.
It's true.
I'll try one.
Goddamn it, Travis.
If this
Fair.
breaks them, I'm going to be so upset.
I will mash it around in my jaw area. Do I get any nutrition or any flavor from it?
Break a metal cog.
Even if you weren't an automaton, no. Wow. That's not true. They are very tasty. Yeah.
You just burned the Werther's bridge.
That's fine.
Feud against the Werthers?
The best thing that ever happened to
Hollywood loves feuds.
We already pissed off Tootsie Pop Owl guy. Next up is Werther's. One by one, we're plinking them off.
Somewhere there's a fellow with a straw hat going,
Why do I hear my Twitter going off?
Nobody's tweeted Werther since 43.
To that point, Dorian, your sandwich is gone.
wow, what a tangent.
Dorian, your breakfast sandwich is gone.
What happened to it? Did I eat it?
No, you took a bite.
You're just disassociating right now in a really big way.
Like, you took a bite, and listening to this conversation, you realize it's gone.
Oh.
What happened to it?
You look down on the ground, there's Mister sitting there with crumbs all in his mouth. Just like,
Mister!
Do you know if he actually even gets anything out of that? Doesn't it just sort of burn up?
just ash and smoke come pouring out the side of the mouth.
I mean, I give him treats all the time. That's why he's gotten so round. He's my little roly-poly.
Do you think Mr. would like pate?
I think he would love pate.
Okay.
Mister, come here. I have a friend for you. Oh!
He watches this monkey just bursts into flame, and it's just like this small elemental beast of fury as it goes and grabs a flaming pile of Mister
Yes.
and has it at the ready.
No, 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 no. Can you believe this, Pate? I know, so rude. I'm gonna give Pate some pets. Hello, Pate. Oh, you're so sweet.
Pate just nuzzles on.
Drops the flame seed and then comes over and pushes Pate out of the way and gets under your hand, jealously.
Okay. This might be a bit much. I'll put him back in under my cape. Oh, just want to be friends.
The flames eventually subside.
It's okay.
If I may, I've seen people grieve in a lot of different ways, and this is just a little bit new to me. Are you okay, both of you?
I think so.
This is just how I am.
All right.
I pick up Mister and put him back under my cape and nuzzle him back in.
Thorugh looks up at Imogen. This 24 hours has a lot of range.
I can't give you the rest of my sandwich. It's too good.
Me? Imogen already shared, but then she unshared. She gave, and then I reshared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just gave you the whole thing, and I was just. I know, and then
You got an extra sandwich. I knew I should have gotten an extra sandwich. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna finish mine either. I eat like
Why
a bird.
does everyone think I need so much
Where would it go
sandwich?
It's just, you've been through a lot.
No, we've all been through
You've got the hunger guilt.
Orm has the bottomless stomach in this group.
That was one time. Thank you.
I saw what happened.
I hand half of my sandwich up as high as I can. It's probably not quite high enough to Mister. Here you go, buddy. Here.
Get in there.
Here.
It takes but a second before it's snatched from your hand.
Just a hand popping
Yep.
up.
And the rest of it just pulls it under the cloak, and you see the cloak is kind of moving.
Thank you, Arnold.
I'm 3'3". I break my half into quarters and I put one into my
Oh yeah, probably that sandwich is probably so
Yeah, when I got it, I was like, whoa.
It's like a Subway breakfast sandwich.
That's a week's worth of food.
I know we're going to Denny's. Come on.
Alrighty.
Oh no.
You've had your breakfast? Where are you off to?
Everyone had a plan.
We're
Somebody
going
had
back
a plan.
to the Weary Way Inn.
The Weary Way.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Return to the scene of the crime.
There
It's
you
always
go.
a smart.
You head back to the Lantern Spire into the Weary Way Inn, and it's early in the morning. It's busy, but mainly just patrons before they head off to work, just kind of getting their day started. A lot of hangovers, but the place is yours to explore.
As we walk up, can I look up at the balcony to the room that we were in?
You can. That was on the back side of the structure in the alley behind it, but you can go ahead and head around that way if you'd like to.
Just take a peek up in the balcony, see if I see any change.
Okay, make a perception check.
New customers.
God damn, I've never rolled above 10.
Worst.
Game. 12.
12. Glancing up, nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Okay, I'm gonna meet back with the others.
Okay. You head inside, and there you can meet the same female orc tavern keep who runs the establishment.
Hi there.
Morning.
Morning.
What you need?
We stayed here recently, and
Yeah.
and then we tried other places around town, and we didn't like any place as much as we liked it here.
That's what I like to hear.
We're wondering if the room that we visited is available now. It was just perfect. It was like in the back. It was private, and this is sort of like an old friend reunion, and we're just looking for to get away from the crowds.
What room is that?
It was room.
I feel like I was like, man, no, I said this earlier. And I said
Clearly room. Beep.
11.
Do you describe the space and recall the number of the
Yeah, it was on the back corner. It was
Trash,
right on the
all
corner.
furniture was
balcony outside.
Still currently occupied. However, whenever they check out of the room, you're welcome to pick up from there.
I see. Okay. We'll probably stay somewhere else for a bit. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
What are you called, by the way?
Oh, me? I'm Kamala the Maven.
Kamala the Maven. That's
How'd you
cool.
earn that name? The Maven part.
By
Being
taking
the
care of
Maven of
folks
this
as they
place?
come in here and get fucking drunk.
Okay.
Well, pleased to meet you.
Just call me Kamala. That's good.
Yes, ma'am. So, we can't go up there? Is that right?
I don't. I'm just gonna go see if they're gonna clear out soon. You know.
I mean, they said it was still occupied, but it was occupied by the people that we.
We know it's
Yeah, let's go
outside.
talk. Yeah. Let's go talk.
And figure out where we're gonna stay next.
I'm gonna just go up to the outside of the room.
Okay.
And like away from everyone else.
The consequence.
And just, oh God, don't fuck me again, please. And I'm just gonna open up my mind outside of the door
Okay.
and see if I can sense anyone in there.
Okay. Go ahead and make your saving throw.
Self-inflicted wounds.
Okay, good. That's great. I definitely passed. I rolled a 15.
Yeah, you're fine. You can sense a few minds in adjacent rooms, but that room is currently empty of any sort of intelligent mind. The rest of you said are coasting around the back alley.
Sure.
Oh, sure, I'll meet back up with them.
Okay.
Is the door as busted up as we left it, or is it fully mended? I forget if Laudna fully mended it, or
You mended it enough to close it, and it looks like it's left as it was.
can I just see if it's unlocked?
You go ahead and push for it, and it appears to be unlocked.
I'm just gonna
Excuse you.
go in and walk straight out onto the balcony on the backside.
All right. As you all kind of curve around to the back alleyway, looking up, you can see the door open onto the balcony, the one on the right, and you can image
Someone's
it.
there! Kill her! Just kidding.
They do that.
It's left as it was. You can still see the burn scuff marks on the wooden floor where the shade creepers had burst into flame and turned to ash. The ash pile's still left in those little scarred spaces where you've tossed in the furniture's been ruined and destroyed, and the cabinet that was bashed into pieces still remains left as it was. This room is as you recall.
All right. You guys can come on up. I don't know. Can you hop up?
Orm does just a little bit of a squat, and like a flea goes, and then one arm catches the bottom of the balcony, and then you watch as he grabs and then flexes his little tiny abs, and he just rolls up.
Wow.
Stands next to
That's really amazing.
shoes.
Shit.
Wow.
Do you mind giving me a lift again?
I'm just gonna keep a lookout, make sure there's no like guards visible watching us do it.
Yeah, is anyone on the street down with us as well? I'll just look around, see if there's any folks watching.
I only rolled an 11.
I rolled an 8.
Unravels over the railing down to the ground.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
I'm Princess Flying Laudna up once again.
Did you say you dropped a rope?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Okay. You all, those who wish to, make it up onto the balcony.
I'm gonna
Looking
do a
through.
mirthful leap.
Go for it. He's in. And one big jump. Glancing about, you do not see anybody specifically paying attention to you, but there is the sound of bustle and businesses that are adjacent to the establishment that are now coming to life as the day continues.
I'm going to untie the rope and I'm going to pull it back up so we have it there.
Okay.
We're gonna investigate?
Yeah.
And
back to
specifically
that.
the
What
hole.
happened
Here.
That desk in the corner.
Okay. Now, as you spend a moment in here, you can see that some of the furniture has been moved. The broken things have been sifted through. When you were leaving, it was as the sound of individuals making a path to the room you were at from hearing the scuffle. So you do get the sense that this room at least has been discovered in disarray, though nothing's been done yet. So leads you to believe that you are essentially in the middle of a crime scene.
Great.
But looking over to the space where you saw the original opening, that similar pathway that descends in between the walls still remains, about 1.5 feet wide. And it kind of curves into the wall and then drops.
Oh, whoa.
I'm just looking. Can't see much.
Do
I'm gonna hold on to his pant.
Need some light?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You got.
No,
you.
no.
If you
After
please,
you,
feel free.
I want you to do your special things.
No, I want you to do your special
I
things.
only have an item, but it's not. It's probably not as cool as what you were.
Mine only goes 120 feet.
That's pretty good.
I'm just gonna light up my balls and send them down the shaft.
The classic cantrip, Imogen's Ball.
This is the high fantasy you've tuned.
They drift inward, and where the space is between the walls, with the light in there, and you kind of glance down, you can see the space is very tight. And like you could fit in there, uncomfortably so, and drop down, and then you can see where the in between space hits the floor.
Oh, it's tight even for me.
To get between the two, you're basically between the equivalent of drywall. Like there are two wooden elements to the chamber below, wherever the rooms are below, and there's a gap maybe about that wide, and so you're having to for you to drop down into it if you wanted to.
So no one's following me.
No.
But wasn't the dwarf that we were fighting? Wasn't he bigger than you, Orlin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just saw
The shadows were squishy.
Yeah. The shade creepers could fit in here probably. And with the light, you can glance down. Make a perception check, actually.
The difficulty plus was fucking 0.
double 18s for 22.
Alrighty. Looking down amongst the center space between the walls, the kind of basic stone floors that they're set and built upon, there is a section of stone a little off to the right of where you're looking down that it looks like there's a burrowed hole or an opening that descends deeper past the foundation.
So structure and then something burrowed up into the structure.
Correct.
But no one's getting down there except maybe me.
Maybe, yeah.
Oren,
Shit.
does it look like it could connect to the outside wall, to the foundation, if we tried busting through from the outside?
It's kind of, I pulled back out of there. It's kind of hard to tell. None of you guys are getting in there, not even you. Maybe me. It's tight. I could go down and see if there's another way to get to it. We could tie a rope around my waist.
What if this is okay? I've seen you do some things where you've crickled and crackled and made yourself into a certain way.
I've got really terrible joints.
Yes. Do you think you could? I just don't want you to go alone.
I've seen you do things where you turn into other things.
Yeah, a crab.
Oh, well.
That's true too.
That's true as well.
Or your snake.
Oh, space
Slither
makes me
right on in.
skip my character's turn. Fuck.
That's true.
Or you could send Pate.
Pate can't get further than 6 inches from my fingers.
Gotcha.
Not yet.
Underachiever.
Yes. Working on. Working.
What do you think?
Is it worth it, Oren? Is there anything down there that makes you think?
I don't know.
Might as well try.
I don't know. But you guys strike me as pretty formidable little group. You'll yank me up if you need to. If I have Fern with me.
Yeah, I'll
I
go
mean,
with
if
you.
I have Fern with me, should be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. It's just a spooky hole that creepy monsters crawled out of.
Pretty powerful little guys.
Take this.
What's that?
It's my rock chisel.
From
Wow.
Nothing fancy, but it is designed for chipping through rocks.
Suddenly, Lavna's got like.
Wasted.
That's more
Travis is
appropriate.
gone.
Where's your face?
And take this too. Bing! I'll flip you my coin of delving.
Whoa.
It shines just a dim light within 5 feet of you.
Oh wow.
And if you get to a deeper hole, you can just toss it down and it'll make a sound that gives you like a sort of an image of what's
ping?
yeah, like a ping.
That's cool.
Wow. But then I don't want to lose it.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it's,
Okay, well, I'll hold on to it.
money means nothing to me, so.
And, you know, if you find something of value, knowledge, in the first, few minutes, I'll be able to tell. You can let me know.
Oh, okay, right, because you're you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I take the sash from around my waist, and I put the coin here, and I rap a couple of times so I have a little light.
Fantasy headlamp.
Forehead, a headlamp.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Tie it tight, and I've got your hammer, and I get the rope around my waist. I feel silly. Let's go ahead and do this.
You look silly.
What are you going in as?
Yeah, I'll go in as the snake. I'll just drop
Okay,
and then sort of float up.
you've got it. So, are you sticking to Orem, or are you going
Are you
separate?
going down? I'll just hit him with a quick guidance.
First or me first? What's better? I'll go first.
Because I feel like you can communicate. I just can listen, but I can understand.
I'll go first.
I'll hit you with just a little guidance and wish you well.
I hand the rope to Ashton.
Got it.
Okay. Here we go.
Good luck.
That's the last thing I saw, and I.
He's doing mime escalator. We'll never see him again.
It was like the haunted mansion. It was like, oh god.
So as you squirm your way in between the two walls and slowly get to the floor with your feet finding purchase on what is the foundation of the chamber, you're about 1.5 feet to the right of you is where the continued burrow hole goes downward. Are you going separately or along with Orem?
Along with Orem, but just a little behind, so I'll stick my head down and then realize I can't really do what he did, so I'll just wiggle the rest of my body over and just
Not enough to do damage, you're light enough where it wasn't an issue, but you do a little clumsy, but nobody saw it, you're fine.
No.
Boom, boom. I'm just thinking, going, Imogen, I don't know if you can hear this.
I can.
Oh, okay. It's a big mole hole down here.
All right. Anything dangerous?
Not as of yet.
All right.
I'll go further.
Okay. So you go and approach the edge of this hole.
Mm-hmm.
It does look roughly carved, burrowed to a certain extent, and if you want to make an investigation check to look over its make.
Sure, Fern. Stay close.
You can also you can use a bonus too because you're still.
You do have guidance.
You have guidance.
So
How long does guidance last?
I think it's a minute.
Okay.
So guidance is
extra D4.
D4. I'm gonna need it because that was a low roll. 7 said investigation.
Yes.
Shiny balls. That is an 8.
Hard to tell. It doesn't look smoothed, but you can't really make out what created it, how long it's been there. Like none of that. It's just hard to make out.
Talking to the snake. Came this far. Do you want to go further? Flick once for yes and twice for no. Okay. You're the boss. And start to move down the burrow a bit.
Okay. The burrow goes straight down.
Yeah. Oh, straight down.
Yeah. It's in the ground. Like it's a down.
Okay. Imogen, tell Ashton to get a good grip on that rope.
Ashton, hold on tightly.
I am.
I know you are. That
It's
was coming
literally
straight
all
from
I'm
Orem.
doing.
That was coming
I'm
straight
like,
from Orem. I believe that you.
Don't backseat rope hold.
I apologize, Ashton.
No, I'm angry at him. It's okay, not you.
Fern, I don't want you to dump down this hole like you did down here. Why don't you wrap around me like a belt?
Oh. Could have been a necklace.
Yeah,
Nope.
I'll just slither up
A sash.
and sort of go around him a few times.
You got it, Simon.
And then maybe up, put my head up on his shoulder.
Okay.
She's massive.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah.
I look like the Michelin Man.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna start to
This is very like
lower it down a little bit at a time.
it's very Ray Stans in Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
With this shining coin.
Yep. As you begin to descend the rope, the air in here, I mean, all between the walls in here is pretty stale, for the most part, untouched air. There's no draft. Within this hole, there is a slight temperature change and just faintly warmer. And the smell is, it's earthy. Make a perception check for me.
18 and a 19 for a 23.
That was really good. There is also almost like a charcoal smell to the space.
But it's still just a passage down.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Straight down. And like as you begin to go, how long is the rope?
50 feet.
50 feet. You get about 30 feet down, and it's still just dropping. And still dropping. 40 feet, and then you get to the end of the rope, and there you are dangling, looking down into this abyss, about 2 feet wide, that just continues to descend.
But still walls to my left and right, so it just keeps going.
It just keeps going.
Hasn't
straight.
opened up, okay.
No,
I'm gonna
it's just
slither
going down.
down his body and wrapping my tail around his ankle so I can just get a little further to see.
Okay.
Try to see.
Make a perception check.
Not that it mattered in the
Head
end.
down.
Yeah, with this headlamp, it does help. Head coin?
I use mine, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Nobody else can see it.
I know what it is first. Yes.
23.
Oh.
Was it?
23.
23.
And I have blind sight.
Yes, you do. You see very clearly that this just continues on to the very edge of your visual range, straight down. With your perception as well, you can see on the walls around you, they look burrowed and carved, but you can see all manner of claw marks. Like these have been climbed and skittered up through. Numerous times.
You okay, Fernie?
I'm gonna kind of get close to the wall and taste a little bit of the claw marks. Try to see what I can taste.
Okay. Using the same perception roll, it tastes like the edge of a dirt wall. You don't pick up anything specific. The palate isn't so strong that you would pick up anything particular than just the makeup of the wall itself. But you can now say you've tasted a clawed wall.
Kind of slither up and come back to his shoulder.
How did you just said the coin.
Yeah. If you drop it,
You said if I drop it, it
it
gives
will make a
visual?
sound and tell you exactly how far, how deep.
Yeah.
Bats.
Okay, yeah. Well, shoot. All right. Stick in close, Fern. I'm about to lose visual.
You drop it, and looking down, you can see the glow of this tiny little bead of light. You see it shifting slightly as the air shifts. You can see the tunnel kind of turns slightly, and so you can't see it anymore. There's some sort of a shift or a curve to the drop, but you still don't hear anything.
What?
What?
And you
just
wait.
went-
It just went like, just out of view, but you haven't heard it really impact anything.
Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I just dropped Letter's coin.
Because he's gonna tell you when it's gonna drop.
It's going around a corner? No. All right.
Need to act fast.
And you wait.
You fight well. Perhaps I'll survive.
I spoke too soon.
Okay. Wait.
The magic of this lets any creature who hears the chime determine the distance it was dropped based on the coin alone. So you and Fern immediately, magically understand that coin dropped about 1,200 feet.
Oh! See, that's why I started talking to you, because it just kept going on and going.
But anybody that heard that sound also knows how long it dropped? So if there were any creatures 1,200 feet down that heard it, would have known that something was in the tunnel?
Yep. Or at least something
dropped
and made a noise.
Okay, what were you saying, Arun?
Fraggles?
Oh.
That would be the cutest.
That would be.
Yeah. They just came up, scurrying up the walls and
little dozers.
devoured Fern and Orm.
Death by Muppet. Oh man.
That's the worst way to go.
Okay, tell Ashton to start hoisting us up.
I think they need help coming back up.
Fast or slow?
Fast or slow?
Slow to medium is
All right.
probably fine.
Slow to medium, he said.
Yeah.
Just doing a nice hoist.
At the size of your friends and your strength, you don't even have to roll for it. You're fine. You manage to guide them back up through the wall. You kind of scuff against one of the edges, and you can see there's like an awkward iron nail that's sticking out from one of the wooden walls that almost catches you, and you kind of push away. And then you get lifted back up, and then out of the hole in the side of the wall that delves into the wall, and you're now back amongst your friends.
Welcome back.
Okay, I thought maybe, I don't know, underground passage or sewer system. I'm new here. It just went forever, well over 1,000 feet. I lost your coin.
Oh. Okay.
You said it'd be okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But it is okay, right?
It's totally fine. Yep.
I feel like maybe you're not okay with it being
I'm
gone.
fine with
You
it.
said
It
would be.
it served its purpose, so it's good.
I'll trap one.
Oh no. Was it a special coin?
Did it have sentimental value?
Oh, I mean,
Was it from a dead friend? Was it from one of your other dead robots?
Sometimes it really is from somebody that's dead.
It was from somebody who's dead. Yes.
Oh.
It's from. Dancer gave it to me, but it's all good. It's fine. It's
We'll
fine.
find it
It's
again.
interesting. I've never seen them make this face before, which is amazing because your face can barely make any face.
You
That's
do
really
look
impressive.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I mean, we're all a bit grieving right now from Bertrand's death, right?
Yeah.
You all are feeling sad about that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't get that impression before.
Yeah, we're feeling sad about it.
Well, this is one other thing to be sad about.
Well, if we ever go down there, we could find it. Again.
Absolutely.
And,
Now we just have
keep
to
it.
get down there.
Yeah.
Orm just starts rifling through his packs and pulls out a little sack. I don't know how much that is worth, but it seems like the sentimental value must be high. Take 200 gold if you're hungry or if you need to buy
No,
something to replace
I'm good.
it.
Thank you. No, honestly,
I really insist. I really feel bad.
It helped
about
you. It helped you down there, and it was for your safety. And I'm happy that you used it. That's what it was for.
We needed to use it,
Not
for sure.
even kidding.
All right.
Do I know if the Lantern Spire is hollow? Like, what is inside the Lantern Spire?
Make a history check.
Good. Nope. That's a... God, I should bring my glasses more often. That would be a thing to do. That is a 6.
A 6.
So, like...
You have no idea.
I don't know what's inside the...
You do know that there are carved tunnels through most of the spires. That is how the sewage itself is channeled and then deployed at the base.
Sure.
In muck piles.
Like, I know the core spire at Lantern Spire is not really...
Yeah, you don't spend a lot of time in the Lantern Spire. You've been through a number of times and you've done some business here, but nothing particular.
Did anything strike you when you were exploring?
Possessing your mind, but then
Well, it's completely dark down there, and those things clearly dug their way up. But yeah, they must be able to reuse it, and I think they might have dug it, and it just dropped for an impossibly long amount of time, and then curved. Your coin just must have just swung around. I don't know how that thing works.
Did you hear it hit solid ground or water?
That sounded like stone, yeah? Well, we would know.
You wouldn't know
It would have
if
been a
it's-
ting,
it
so
would
it
be a ting,
wouldn't have
yeah.
been water.
Oh.
It hit something solid.
What if did kind of feel like the wind kind of just took it.
Like there are drafts down there?
Yeah, so maybe if we jump, we'll just get into a draft.
Oh, I was going a totally different direction.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's a good plan at all.
No, okay.
I mean, maybe if we had some sort of mountain climbing utility, we could.
And for the first time.
There is also. I'm sorry.
No, go.
No, I
No,
don't want
go.
to interrupt. I've already been so rude.
You have?
I've been pressing you about your dead friend.
That's what you do. It's fine.
How did she die?
That's actually pretty much.
She was eviscerated by an unknown monster.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. With your other.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was impressive.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I
Horrifying.
really think you should take the 200 gold. I mean, I feel terribly.
I don't buy things. It's fine.
But I thought you ate, like, it's metal, right? So
They're just gonna give it to me. It doesn't matter.
I will just give that
will
to
you hold this 200
Fuck
for
yeah.
them?
Will it make you feel better?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right.
Okay, win-win.
Well, what I was going to say was, Imogen and I know of another entrance into
The shade creepers.
lair tunnels.
Oh, really?
They were different. They looked alive. These ones are less, explosive.
How do you know about that?
Well, when we first met Shadana, our landlord.
It's our first night here.
Our very first night. She kept having issues with creepy things in the middle of the night, stealing things, and tenants complaining about weird feelings and nightmares. And we discovered a similar hole like this behind one of the beds in the guest room.
That you could fit into?
We couldn't fit into it. No, we never went down it.
Okay.
But it's still there.
We blocked it off is all.
Got it.
But we know where it is.
What did it smell like?
Would we remember what it smelled like?
You didn't really delve that deeply into it at the time.
It smelled a lot like charcoal or something down there.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it they mine here?
I mean, do they mine the Lantern Spire? I thought it was just mostly
Lantern
just a-
Spire, no. The Smolder Spire is where the majority of industry of that kind that takes place. And you know the Smolder Spire because it's the one that emanates numerous streams of black and gray smoke from different buildings and operations that tends to mingle with the mist sometimes and cloud other districts, and people complain about it constantly.
Yeah, this is like a tourist district. It just don't come here.
Is that visible from every spire?
For the most part,
Yeah, okay.
These spires are so tall.
This one's
How tall is this spire?
Which one, the Lantern?
The one that we're in right now.
Yeah, the Lantern Spire is the shortest of all of them.
I don't know. Laura doesn't know
Right,
the
right.
math of what feet equates to tallness. Like
No,
1,200 feet is fucking really high, right?
Yeah. That's probably for this spire in particular, it's near its base, if not deeper.
If every
Alright.
flight of a building is like roughly 10 feet.
But
Right.
at night, it's got a big, like 7-story tall flame that, like, it's like a giant.
Maybe all the
know what
spires
they-
are connected.
I mean, yes.
Or that could have been an old, poop chute that just they used.
It's true.
What do they burn? What do we know what they burn?
I don't actually know what they burn here.
To light the spire?
You don't know?
I don't know.
You said if it is like a coal chute or something.
Maybe we head to the base and then we see what we can find.
What are our leads here? What do we got?
Yes.
Did we already search this room last night or yesterday?
I agree with fresh cut grass. I feel like we should understand.
Rolls off the tongue.
It does. I'm not certain what our goals are here. I mean, the shade creepers, these creatures that you know, do people in this city know of them? Are you the only ones that know
No,
of them?
people know about them, but I'm telling you, these ones that we saw, they're not like the other shade creepers.
Yes, it's
Right? They're
Yeah,
not
you
shade
haven't.
creepers.
What you know of them and heard around. They're a nuisance, almost like a fey myth of thieves that come in the night. Some people use them as a way to scare children, but rarely are they ever seen. This is the first time you've ever. I mean, and they exist in other places in the world and Marquette as well, but what you battled the other night was a whole different experience.
Yeah, these are special ones.
That hole must have been where they came from.
Well, it also seemed like the dwarf had some sort of control.
Yeah, absolutely. And finding that entity is probably more important than finding his little minions, right?
Right, I just thought maybe if we find the minions, we find the master.
Possibly.
But,
Possibly.
do we know much about, where the dwarf? Are there other dwarves like him here?
Well, so we swept this area, right?
I mean, we can look
Did
again.
y'all look at the area where you found Bertrand's body to see if there was any clues or...
Yeah, I searched pretty extensively.
Okay.
Did we look for like footprints leading away or anything?
Yes.
And Lord Estros said that he was going to ask around, right? But we don't know what that's going to bring us.
Yeah, I mean,
We
that's
don't know
really all
much.
we've got is him and these creepers.
And the fact that somebody also made living furniture yesterday, which or 2 days ago, which may or may not be related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw the dwarf. He jumped out of the balcony and fled on foot. So we know.
He had to. We didn't see him go.
Yeah,
He just jumped over the balcony.
Because it didn't.
He might have jumped up onto the roof.
So, like you said, it didn't feel like he could fit in the hole, right?
He had a good chance of getting stuck in there.
It's a pretty wide, dwarves are pretty stocky, and this guy was thin for a dwarf, but still a dwarven structure. Like, you got a good look at his face, like pale, kind of gaunt, kind of a patchy beard.
Not like Udamant dwarf, like
No.
okay.
And I think maybe he could have fit down the burrowed hole, but not in through the walls. Vern and I could barely get through there.
Maybe we just do a little bit of a perimeter search around
I'm going to
here.
go out onto the balcony and look up how high is it to get up onto the roof from here.
There is a third floor above, and so it would be a bit of climbing past a third floor, and
Is
then
there another set of balconies above?
there
or
is, yeah.
What's the room
Yeah,
above?
maybe we go and look at the room above.
If you want
See
to.
if anybody's staying on that that room.
They do that. I'll go down.
Go down where? Oh, to the alley?
Outside to the alley.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna help you.
All right.
Okay.
Ashton, is there anyone who might know, anyone in town who might know more about that type of entity or person?
I mean, that's getting out of my wheelhouse, to be honest. If it gets to it, we can. I mean, I know how to get in contact with unscrupulous people, but I don't know if they're going to know anything about any of this anyway.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
We saw him jump. We know he went to the balcony, right?
Yeah, but we don't know up
We
or
don't
down.
know if he went. Okay.
So we took him down to the street.
Yeah, check the perimeter.
Anyone else wants to join?
Are your shoes good? I can't remember. Are they, Liam asking, are they limitless or is it?
Yes. Yeah. But I'm
Okay.
not great at it sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not reliable, but they're limitless.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I saw you're so short.
All shoes.
Well, I can get up there. You can get up there. You can bring somebody up there. It's at least three of us.
I'll come with.
The monster lies exhausted.
Need some help?
You want to hitch a ride?
Sure.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
There is a limit.
There is. Oh, there is.
It's 4 hours
Oh,
total throughout a day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That time limit. Yeah. Oh, you're okay. Yeah.
But you're still within that.
Yeah, you absolutely are.
Thank you.
No worries.
You coming with us?
I'll come with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ashton down, FCG up. All right.
Dorian up. Yep.
I'm up.
Right.
You're up.
You get yourself up?
No, but I'm the one that thought of it.
Sure. Sure. Well, you can just take two
I'll
quick
come down.
trips. Yeah.
All right. I'll grab you like a little teddy bear and float on up.
That was fun.
All right. One by one, you managed to get your team up onto the. Was it the roof or the next balcony? What do you
Start balcony, probably.
Okay.
The patrol creatures that we encountered the first night on the warehouse.
The submerge?
The Simurgs. Are they out all the time? Are they out
Generally,
now?
yes. They're I mean, they're not like directly above every building, but there are
Been on a roof.
at any given point in time somewhere between 20 to 40 just in the skies above Drusar across all spires. Kind of just doing patrols in the air, keeping eyes for any sort of scuffles or issues.
Right. Technically trespassing right now, so I suppose we should be careful.
Oh, okay. We'll look around real fast and see if anything looks out of the ordinary, or it looks like somebody maybe jumped up and ran, or any of the is it shingles on the roof? Is it, I don't know what kind of rooftop this is.
You haven't gotten to the roof yet, but if you want to,
we're just in the balcony.
Oh,
we're
we're
on
on
the
the third
balcony.
balcony. I understand. For some, yes.
Is anyone in that room that we're now creeping on the
perception
outside of the? Okay. Natural 1.
It's hard to tell. The curtains are currently drawn over.
Curtains are drawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Then we'll just go straight up. We'll be quiet on the balcony and we'll keep going up. I understand.
I like it. I like a challenge.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When we went into the walled area, was it open? Like, could there have been other rooms that we could have visited?
Matt, one lick for yes and 2 for no.
When infected with a gate, you have met.
Oh my god! That was so
Because it makes it weird. That's why. No, I mean, you could continue to the right and left in the middle of the wall area, but there were no other entrances or exits that you could see. It was just a tight in-between space between.
What are we talking about again?
Nothing. I don't know anymore.
Crawl spaces. We were in the crawl space.
Indeed. But are you at the balcony?
Yes.
Anything you want to do at the balcony, or continue onward?
I think we wanted to get rooftop.
Okay, so you get up to the roof. Up to that point,
I mean, unless we see like footprints on the rail of the balcony. Do we see footprints?
you do not see footprints on the rail of the balcony. Getting up onto the roof. Pardon me. There aren't necessarily shingles on this rooftop. It looks like it is instead kind of a raised wall barrier of just continued plaster-like material, and over the lip beyond there is a slight kind of almost like a dome shape at the top, and once again just covered in bird shit, some urch shit, and everything else that flies up there. But
let's look around and see if we can see any disturbances
Grass or something. Yeah.
one of you can, at least 2 of you can make investigation or perception checks, your choice, that are on the roof.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I'll guide you.
Will you? Okay.
You'll be guided.
Birch it. Smirch it.
Is somebody else going to do one as well, or?
Oh, I will also look if you don't want to. Looks like he's
You
got it.
guide yourself.
Well, I didn't. 14.
Well,
Okay. Looking around the lip of this space, the first thing that catches your eye, and you both see this, is not too far from where your balcony was. You can see footsteps, like recent ones that have kind of pushed through some of the fresher bird poop. And based on the gate and the scrape of it, only because you rolled pretty decently on that, it looks fairly recent. That's as much as you can make from it. You're uncertain if it was this person's boots or somebody else was escaping to the roof or excited to rush off across it, but...
Someone was up here.
And do the tracks just continue on, or do they walk, and then stop because they got lifted up and carried away by a bird?
No, you don't. It's not like they kept making tracks. You just see a couple of like 2 or 3 footfalls that kind of like pushed and scraped into where it was once like a dried bed of just white. And you can see where kind of someone was pushing off hard, and as they did, it kind of scraped past, and that's where it left the marking. But then
you see a direction.
Yeah, you see a direction which is just towards the other side of the roof.
If we go across the roof, is there anywhere they could have jumped to?
You look on the other side, and there is a series of long pipes that are part of the rain drainage that can continue off either corner. And then looking over the top, you can look down into a few other balconies and the very front of the tavern that continues into the main street. And you see people walking past, and carts and business folk. The city is alive before you, 3 stories down.
How close is the nearest rooftop in that direction?
In that direction? Yeah. It would probably be about 15 or so feet.
15?
Pretty far.
10 to 15.
10 to 15. Orem heads 15 feet back, and then you see him go, and he leaps across to the other roof. I can, with a running start, do a 15-foot long jump.
Yes, you can.
Are you fucking kidding me with this guy?
Just make an athletics check for me.
Cool, sure.
Oh, it's a 1, but I'm a halfling.
Oh.
And it's a 20.
Oh my god.
Like you can make the jump. This is more about the grace of the landing.
Yeah.
And this is full on, Captain America, like shield down, catch yourself on the opposite side and
more
stand up. Fair enough. But yeah,
So
look in this other room.
Okay. I want to see if I see those footprints pick up on this side.
Okay. Make another perception check.
Oh, not good at all. That is just a 9.
No sign of any further tracks. No direction.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're going to head back.
I know we went up.
Yep, that's all we know.
We just know we were looking in the wrong direction, basically.
Maybe we should tell the others so they don't waste time.
Yeah.
The rest of you, what are you doing?
Looking for signs.
Can we see him on the ground?
Make a perception check.
12.
Sorry, you're on the roof looking down.
I'm just looking down to see if we can see
Yeah,
how
you're on
far
the roof.
he goes.
Yeah, you can see them.
All right, then I'm gonna just. Hey, he was on the roof for sure. We
should head to the roof.
No, don't come up here. It's it's a dead end. Yeah, we'll meet you down there. Orem just checked out another roof, but based on the fact that he's doing this, I think he didn't find anything.
Nothing disturbed in this alley. Nothing weird.
Nothing beyond the ordinary.
Nobody sleeping in this alley. Anything weird?
At the moment, no.
Yeah, okay.
Dorian, can you help us down?
Sure.
First?
Sure.
Okay.
I
Make our way down.
tell them
Okay.
what Imogen told me.
You regather at the base of the back alley behind the Weary Way.
All right. So, not much. We can either go down a super long tunnel of doom or go talk to somebody else.
Did it look like he just jumped off of the roof? Or is there anything we could follow here on the ground?
Well, there are these 2 drainage pipes that he could have slid down potentially.
But to the front of the building.
Right. The front sides of the building, right?
He did rent a room here.
He was in the room. Do you think he rented the room that we were?
Sure. I mean, someone had to rent the room, so we could go ask the proprietor if they know who it was who rented the room.
I mean,
It's a real name.
I've heard crazier idea. At least we would even have a fake name, which is better than no name.
Or we could just
How
go
do we-
back to Estro.
Feels like we either. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say steal the logbook. At least make a bit of a distraction while one of us takes a peek.
or we could ask him if it doesn't work, then we steal the logbook. Yeah.
Does no one bribe anymore? Is that just a thing that fell out of fashion where you just bribe somebody? Oh. It's just that. Isn't that just the easiest way for everybody?
You do have 200 extra gold.
Why don't you show us how that works?
Do I know? Do I know?
Kamala the Maiden.
Do I know Kamala?
Kamala
Maven?
I mean, not like very well, but you've been a patron here before and probably gotten a scuffle or two in the past.
Do I know
Is this where you guys were playing cards?
whether I'm hot
That
or
was the fire
cold
behind
on this particular person's? Am I a nice sight or an ill omen to this
They
person?
seem to appreciate a bit of boisterousness, and
Okay.
the Weary Way is known to be a little rough and tumble, especially this part of the Lantern Spire. So you're not on the Maven shit list.
What room was that? Were we just in? What was the?
Oh, right. I would have totally
We would've
remembered the
remembered
number
it.
when I
Honeymoon
went
suite.
straight through.
Yeah.
I'll just say it's 10.
10.
Sure.
It's room 10.
Would you like company? Or do you want to go alone?
Let me try. Well, let me try this
disadvantage.
one. Let's see what happens. All right, I'll be right back.
Against spells and other magical.
I'm gonna walk in, go
be
straight
right
to the
here.
bar.
Okay, you can see that The Maven is currently in conversation with her patron and kind of glances over as you approach.
DC 15.
Hey there, can I get you something?
Kamal, right?
Kamala.
Kamala. I'm normally really a little drunk when I'm here. I need a favor.
Mm-hmm.
So, friends and I kind of got into.
What a mind flayer is.
Well, I would say it was a scuffle, but it was more like
also called
somebody kind of jumped us last night. It was not pretty. It did not go well. This person was staying in this establishment.
Tyrants, slavers,
and I was hoping that maybe very quietly I could just get a name, and I could make sure that whatever conversation I have to have with this person, once I know who they are, happens far away from here.
I'm sorry, I'll come back here in a minute. I gotta have a
So
conversation.
10 gold over.
Honey, I'm extremely appreciative, but I run a very stern business here.
Going to grab 10 more gold. It's 20.
Make a persuasion check with advantage for the second.
This is not my forte, so let's see how this goes.
Sounds like fun. Consciousness of the
oh wow! 17, which for me is amazing.
Amazing.
Since the fall of their empire, Ithiads.
Well, let's just say, depending on what room they were staying in, I might have some information. I don't like other patrons being brought untoward violence.
Might have been a dwarf. Might have been a bit of a problem in the last couple days.
Right, we heard noises, and there was some busted up furniture in that room last night.
They hurt one of my people real bad. Real bad.
All right, yeah. I think I know the creep you're talking about. Weird looking fella.
Yeah.
Kind of pasty, clammy skin.
Very pasty.
Yeah, rhyming. Yes.
Duggar
is the answer.
Duggar's the name.
Wait, what was it? Wait, what was it?
Duggar.
Duggar?
That's all I got in the book here. Yeah, I've been renting that room out for about a month now.
Whoa.
Off and on. They're not there often, but they've been paying steady.
Well, I should warn you. They were making a little noise about having like a secret hideaway in there. I think they might have been stashing something a little illegal. I don't know what. I'm not into that clearly, but
I'm gonna go ahead and have a look at that.
Just letting you know, and I promise the next time I come here, I'm going to get so drunk that I pass out before I break anything. Thank you.
Appreciate your patience.
Yes.
Kind of goes and takes the this kind of bar towel and starts wiping the counter, and then sweeps the rest of the money off to the side into a pouch and keeps cleaning up.
I'm going to skip outside. Fucking got it!
It worked.
Yeah!
We learned something here today.
No, it's just, oh man.
What happened?
I did it. I was like, I put the money out, got the name, got a little bit of like flavor to it. It was great.
What did you say?
I was like,
Just relive the whole moment.
Yeah. Live vicariously.
I don't know. I was really cool about it though. I did have to. I doubled the money. That was really cool.
Oh, cool,
Yeah, it was really
cool. That would have been really impressive to see.
20 gold. 20 gold.
Did you get to do that, like, the cool push?
I did. I did the second time. I did the push. It was really cool.
Cool.
Yeah. I was.
What'd you get?
Oh fuck! Hold on. Duggar.
Wait, don't say it so loud.
Duggar. Yeah. Apparently been staying there for like a month on and off. So I think he'd been maybe using that little tunnel to like meet with his creepy, shadowy fucking things.
If he was staying here on and off,
I
wonder if he had other drop points in other rooms that he would rent at other taverns across
Maybe.
Drusar.
And we know that he was compelling Danis to get stuff for him, right?
Yes.
This broomstone stuff.
Yes.
And that stuff is serious. Like that's no fucking around.
So for the last month or so, he's been coordinating to smuggle in illegal broomstone powder or something, and then also coordinating with strange little creepy things.
We don't know if there's any connection to the Ivory Syndicate for this yet, do we?
You do not.
Okay.
That would be a line of In query and investigation.
Yeah, that's like I just like this. This is like a lot of intense shit. So
Well, it seems quite unlikely that Dennis was their only source and contact. They must have others, and this has to be a whole operation, right?
That area that the textiles warehouse was in, that's like a factory area, right? Or like a warehouse area?
It's an industrial space, yes.
Must have been some sort of important operation, important enough to kill Bertrand for it. If it was just petty theft or smuggling.
And Dennis, they killed both of them.
Your turn, Sid.
Well, we could ask around about the name Duggar, or we could ask around about like who might be interested in buying or selling broomstone.
Or if
why
any
would we
more-
be buying broomstone? Like that's crazy. Like
Do
what?
they mine broomstone here? Where do they find it?
Yeah.
I would say make a history check. And
Dorian.
I think we just
Don't
you.
cheer too loud. That would be an Ocho 8.
8. Yeah. You're not that familiar with broomstone. Like for most of you, the only thing you know is that broomstone is carefully lauded and controlled by the Alsfarin Union.
Alsfarin Union.
Is it a guild out of Ank'Harel?
Oh.
That is the only place that builds sky ships in Exandria.
The Elsfarin Union.
But you're uncertain about the sourcing. Like you don't recall or have experienced any or come across any information about how the broomstone is gathered, where it's gathered, how much there is. But you just know you've only really seen it as part of a sky ship construction.
Well, they must have union representatives here, right? Maybe if we go to the Airy Spire.
I hate to say,
Oh, that's where they land, right?
we've got a lot of loose ideas here, but it really feels like we're in over our heads.
We could take this name to Lord Estros.
I think Estros is our best bet at the moment.
Is the other little birdies out?
Yeah.
Maybe they found something by now.
All right. I think so. I have a good feeling about him. I don't mind, taking him in confidence.
He seems earnest and sad.
Yeah, lonely, for sure.
Yeah,
Great baker.
pretty good.
The
He's all right.
frosting.
The frosting was
Made a
really
big difference.
It made a big difference, yeah.
I don't know, maybe see what leads he can throw our way, and then we keep our eyes and ears open for all these things that we're talking about we don't really know how to pursue.
Yeah, maybe on the way back to Lord Estros' place, any taverns or inn we see, any inns, let's just go ask if Duggar's staying there.
I like
Okay.
that.
Not bad.
Okay. So with a description and a name, you begin to journey back towards the Estros estate with the intent of seeing what threads can be plucked. And as you begin your journey in that direction, we're going to take a break. It is time for that. We'll be back here in a few minutes to see where this investigation leads. See you shortly.
Ashton with the brow.
Hey critters, Laura Bailey here to guide you through what's new in the Critical Role shop. This holiday season, give the gift of effortless style.
Could anything be more perfect?
Oh, so comfy cozy. Style should never be a dump stop, darling.
These holidays, they're just around the corner.
You need this? You probably need this. And hey, if you want, you could head over to the Critical Role shop right now.
Sam Regal here.
Here we go.
Alright, let's scoot on by. Here we go. Back to the show.
And welcome back. So, friends, you have some leads?
Oh, yeah.
And you mentioned as you were heading off towards the Estros Manor estate, you were looking to possibly stop in a few places.
Oh, yeah. Any taverns or inns we see along the way, just to go in and ask if.
Okay. Yeah.
Could stay in there.
Well, the one that's closest to you is the Weary Way.
Well, yes. I'll check that one out.
Okay. I would say beyond that point, probably getting to the core spire. Along the way, the next one would be the Spire by Fire.
Yeah.
How convenient.
Which is the path you guys are like jumping between these two spaces between the two spires, and so you're just going to hit the same places often. Haven't done too much wandering throughout the city yet. But yeah, so who would like to helm the process of asking around?
Who's good at this?
Do we bribe
I
again?
could go in. You're a charming sort. No, are you?
He's very charming.
Can be, I suppose.
Shall we go in together?
You and I?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty good at knowing. I'm pretty good at talking.
You're pretty good at knowing? So I be the talker?
You can be the talker.
I'm with talker, is that right?
Sure.
I'm scared immediately. Let's do it.
All right.
You guys going in solo, or are you? Is everyone going in?
It's up to you. I'll stay outside. I'm gonna stay out. Maybe it's just less of a
conspicuous
hoo-ha. That's not what to do.
Weird. Sure. All right. So the two of you head into the Spire by Fire. How do you go about inquiring? Asking questions around, approaching? What do you do?
What do you normally do?
Normally do?
Well, don't you have people you talk to in these establishments?
Ancient, indecipherable
I don't spend a lot of time in taverns. We've been on the road for a long time. It's usually best to find someone who wants a little bit of coin. But not necessarily a bribe, but people don't just give up information for free.
All right. You talk to someone who wouldn't normally give up information for free, and I'll talk to the barkeep.
So we split up?
Sure. Ask around.
Okay, sure. And I'll start very uncasually milling about the bar like a bad patron.
In his head, he's just gonna hear, I can tell you're very good at talking to people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. If you would like to, go ahead and roll a persuasion check through general rabble rousing throughout to see if you find somebody that might. As opposed to role playing, talking to every patron in the bar.
10.
10. Okay. So what information do you drop as you begin to ask around?
I have to talk too loud. Oh, Duggar, you old dog. Can't believe you've jilted me again. Well, look around.
Make a
see if
perception check.
Hey, 18!
Come on.
As you say the name Duggar, nobody seems to pay much mind, but you do see one kind of scrappy, young-looking. This would be a tiefling with kind of a dull, kind of blue-gray skin, humanoid, but with this kind of horns that kind of curl out of the front of the brow and off to the sides a bit. They have kind of a messy brown hair that goes just past the ears and the shoulder, and they kind of sit there. They kind of look over at you with just a glance of recognition, and then when they notice you looking, they just kind of like go back to their drink.
I'll saunter over there and I'll swipe like a half-drunk tankard off of a table and walk up and be like, "Hello, how are you doing this evening?"
Okay.
Okay, aren't we all? Are you by yourself tonight?
Why are you asking?
I'm new in town, just sort of sightseeing, looking for some company. You know how it is.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Okay. Takes a sip.
Slide into the booth. So, you know, as I've been in town, I've been gambling a little bit, and a few nights ago, I met this dwarvish guy who was very funny and a little creepy when I first met him, but we started playing cards, and then the next thing I knew...
While he's doing this, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on this person.
Okay.
Nice.
That is not a success.
Right.
So the next thing I knew, I had won a few hands, and then maybe I was a few cups too deep, and I turned around and they were gone. Just gone. Jilted me on my bet. Now, I'm not a local, but I know that's bad form. And it was somewhere in a bar around here. Have you ever heard of the name of someone like that named Duggar by any chance?
Yeah, I know Duggar. I mean, he's always been kind of an abrasive shit, but, you know, he's always down to gamble a bit and had a decent sense of humor, so, I haven't seen much of him as of late. Which is for the best, you know, he's fallen into some tough times from the look of it.
From the look of it? What do you mean?
Well, he wasn't always this creepy, weird look. He's kind of fucking wasting away, pasty, damp look to him. Like, I didn't always look like that.
Recently? This pasty look, it's just something that you noticed quickly.
Yeah, it just looked like a normal dwarf before that, and then, I don't know. Just looking over you curiously. Make another persuasion check.
Oh, fuck. I feel it
Am I
going
catching
south.
anything? Am I catching anything?
Baby boo, that's a 1. Oh, duty poo-poos.
You watch as initially this kind of like open physicality begins to tighten up a bit.
Yeah, he's just weird now. Probably, you know, maybe sick. Who knows?
In your head, Dorian, you're just going to hear, maybe ask him if he knows where he's been staying.
With your powers, can I answer back? I feel like I'm losing him.
Just ask.
You don't have a lot of coin. You don't happen to know where he's staying by any chance, do you?
No, haven't seen him around in quite a while.
Are you sure? And I'm gonna slap my hand on top of his or theirs on the tankard, and I'm gonna cast Charm Person.
Oh! Yeah, he's pulling out of the fire.
All of it.
All or nothing. All or nothing. Here we go.
So that was
13?
well, no, they roll.
Oh, yeah,
Saving
yeah.
throw on you. They failed. And so
Yes.
this immediately closed off, and then you watch as you put your hand down, and they like
get out.
begin to pull back, and then there's this moment where the pupils dilate massively and then recorrect, and that intense look of like get the fuck away from me becomes this bright smile. You know, and you're like, you've been during this conversation been reading up on this too. Initially, a lot of the thoughts were, who the fuck is this guy? Why are they asking? Duggar's a fucking weirdo. I haven't seen him in a while. What did he do? I'm not part of this. It was very much like a protective, I don't want to get into trouble if he's in trouble type of scenario. And then as you begin to delve deeper, the spell takes effect, and both of you, he is an open book at this point. He just goes,
Yeah, no, I mean, the transition started about 6 months ago, I'd say, you know. He was a carpenter years ago, but he closed up shop and he'd been making decent money for the past couple years without his business, which, you know, means he's probably up to no good. If I'm to be honest, I think my guess is he's probably running with, I don't know, Syndicate seems to be a bit too out of his space. I'd say maybe the Hubat Corsairs is likely.
Oh, what was that again? I missed that. I'm sorry, it's so loud in here.
The Hubat Corsairs.
Oh, and who are they again?
They're a tough and up-and-coming crew of ruffians and thieves. I just wouldn't say competition to the Syndicate, but they tend to focus on the Mahan and the shitty guild leaders and, you know, guildmongers, so power to them, I say. Gonna steal from the rich and redistribute. Ain't gonna get in that way.
Right, we hate the rich, don't we? Horrible.
Does he know where the guild is, where the Corsairs are staying?
Are you saying that to me?
Into your head, yes.
Do you know where the, You seem to know a lot, by the way.
Well, just pick up things here and there.
I'm so sorry. Remind me of your name again.
and then like gives you a squeeze of the hand as you have the hand on top.
Janaya.
I'll remember that.
Whatever you did, Dorian, this is all you hear in your head. Whatever you did, it is fucking working.
One last thing. You're being so helpful.
Yeah, of course, anything.
Do you know of anything, a substance or something that would make a man like that living a normal life sort of wither away?
Oh, there's plenty of substances that can do that, so, you know. Person I used to run with years ago got heavy into the brown suit and just withered away. But, you know, there's all sorts of things. Bad stuff you can get mixed up in and just, you know, takes over, rots you away.
Right.
I don't get involved with any of that stuff. I got my preferred party favor.
And points to the tankard.
Oh, I'll cheers him. And while I'm cheersing him in my brain, I'm going, I'm running out of script. Is there anything else we want to know?
Maybe if he knows, if Duggar had any connection to Brimstone. That's a big stretch, but maybe.
Brimstone, all right. I'll try to work it in, I guess.
He doesn't have to be subtle. He loves you right now.
All right. Hey, what if I said one word to you? Ready? Guess what it is.
Yes.
Broomstone.
Okay, not what I was expecting. What is it?
Oh, you're asking me?
Am I getting it? I'm like, he knows nothing, right?
Has no idea what the fuck
Totally,
Brimstone
never
is.
mind. Dorian is totally blank. He's totally blank. He's got no idea.
But it's just deeply invested.
Yeah.
It's like, what's it mean? Is it?
Oh,
is that common? Is that a different language?
Oh, it's primordial.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm empty. Do you want anything? How's your cup?
Yeah, fill me up.
All right, I'll be right back.
So proud. That was amazing.
Masterclass.
Brimstone.
I say we get out while we can. Before they notice.
Sure, let's go back.
I mean, unless it seemed like we were running him dry.
That was about it.
Yeah.
All right.
No, just ghost. Just ghost. Dorian, just ghost.
Wait.
He grabs his drink and begins following after.
Where you going?
Oh,
We'll be back.
I will be back. That's a promise.
Okay, well, you know where to find me.
Oh. Bye.
Perfect.
Ripcord.
Going to end so poorly so soon.
Yeah, he's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Well, that seemed like a lot of really good information.
Oh, I did not think
The
that would
Herbot
work.
Corsairs and Guild leader? I don't know how this all comes.
Brown stew to some sort of drug, I think?
Yeah, it's a drug or something that could turn you into a creepy person.
Something with germ. Do you remember? You were in my brain. Your brain is better than mine.
Jania?
Janaya. No, that's right. Should we go tell the others what we found out?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, we'll fill them all in on the way to Lord Estros's place.
Estratos. Estros.
Alrighty. You return to Estros's estate, are brought into his study once more, and you can see in the side of the room, though a bit macabre, you can see there is a blanket, and it looks like Sir Bertrand is being held and cared, having passed. But he's not going to do anything with the body without your approval or permission. He's just kind of keeping watch.
I just roll over and just sort of touch Bertrand's head, and that's it. Just sort of feel his brow.
You got it.
Are there, DM question?
Yes.
Like traditional funeral or like death rituals here in Drusar that we would know about?
This is intense study, I guess here. I mean, it depends on where you're from and who you follow. You know, the various deities have different funeral rites, different cultures have different interpretations of those funeral rites. Within Drusar, which is very much, it's one of the two major, like, open skyship nexuses in Marquette between Drusar and Ankarel. Everywhere else, and the few other skyports in this continent are pretty closed off. So because of that, they're both cultural mixing pots. And this place probably even more than Ankarel. So there's no definitive or singular rite that comes to mind.
I mean, he's got this pin on him. You know, he talked about Vox Machina. Maybe we can send him back to Taldore, where he said he was from.
Yeah, to his friends.
I don't know, Lord Estros, is it possible to send a body?
He's currently he has a small stack of books off to the side that he hasn't touched in a little bit, and he's going over some notes, and he has his glasses. He goes,
if you think that would be best, we can certainly arrange for him to be transported, yes.
I wish there was a way we could tell them that he's coming.
I don't even know where to send it or who to send it to. Maybe it's easier to just send his personal effects back, but we still would need somewhere to send.
Well, if that pin on his chest is legit, there are a few places to send him. We could send him to, if you have the means.
The Prudage estate does hold specifically a skyship. I have it at my disposal. Or I will when it returns, but it can be arranged.
Could either send him to Whitestone or to Zephyr. Both back in Taldore.
Is Zephyr where you're from? Why? And you think someone there would care for the body?
Well, the symbol on his chest. You know, he's a colorful guy. I didn't know what to make of it, but he's wearing a symbol connected to people in Whitestone and where I'm from.
What if it's a fake? Bertrand did like to tell tall tales.
That's what I'm saying. But it's either that or we decide and do something here.
I don't know either. I don't know. I don't think any of us know him well enough to know what his wishes would be.
Well, he was
Anyone
quite
got
the
to speak with
adventurer.
the dead? Just kidding.
If you are inquiring about the legitimacy of his claims, as I do with everyone I do business with, I look in to see what their history might have.
What is the worth of
Not terribly deep for each of you so far. Mostly. But I can say that there was a thread of truth, the extent of which I am uncertain, but their paths have crossed before. So if it brings peace of mind, at the very least, I think he will be recognized.
Well, Whitestone has always been a friend to the dead.
Okay.
And lots of tombs. You could have a proper burial, I mean.
Well, that sounds
I don't
nice.
know.
Sure, Whitestone.
But like, dear Whitestone, here's a body. Hope you know what to do with it, sort of a
It's actually
thing.
a really nice card. I would be very impressed. I would be honored to have that.
Would it be like a card with like a setup and like a punchline
I would hope
inside?
How do we know who to even send it to? Just should we write it to VM to?
No, if we're going to Whitestone, it would be the Lord and Lady of Whitestone, and we would, I guess, send a message saying that we have a wayward member of Vox Machina.
Unless you think it would be better in Zephyra. It seems like you have a higher connection there.
That's true, although I don't know that it's better per se, but
I heard the person that's in charge of Zephyra is not very powerful.
She's a bitch.
easy.
I heard the person in charge of Whitestone is way more powerful than the person in charge of Zephyra. That's just what I heard through the grapevine.
This isn't even metagaming, and I don't know what this is. Listen, we're inceptioning at this point. Please stop. And nosebleed.
In this instance, I think Whitestone is the way to go.
I was gonna say the same.
If he
Oh,
truly
do
is.
you know these places too?
No, but we went to Zephyra with Orem.
Oh.
And I mean, I think they would know what to do with him there, but I don't know if he has any connection there.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know much about lords and ladies, but he is Sir Bertrand Bell, a knight. He would be known.
That's true.
That is true. I wonder if he was.
Sure.
Was he a knight of Whitestone?
He deserves a knight's burial, regardless.
I will have the papers written up and upon the... Unless you would wish.
No. You are way better at this, I'm sure.
And when our skyship returns from its rounds, I will send him to friends. Other business. You've come here for other reasons, I assume?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I think that... Well, we're still really concerned about trouble coming back to bite all of us in the butt.
But we've discovered a name, a lead.
Have you?
Yes.
You two know.
Well, we discovered that his name is Duggar.
Duggar.
Yes, and
Used to be a commoner carpenter, and
much different than he is now.
for the last 6 months he's been wasting away, becoming himself from people that he once knew.
He was real creepy.
So you continue to tell me.
Yeah.
Pasty and damp.
But not in like, a good way. In a creepy way.
And you said that he had an association with the
Cuba Corsairs?
Yes.
Do you have a
Interesting.
particular opinion on that group of people?
I do.
Share.
To be honest, I have been wanting to try and reach out to them. Partially to get a read on their personnel and their, well, stalwartness in the message that comes to my ears about their work. They seem to be driven against similar corruption in some ways as I am. And what they steal, from what at least has come known to me, is often gifted to the less fortunate of Drusar and the wilds beyond. Which I find amusing. And it gives me faith that perhaps they are not in the same league of misuse and abuse that other such individuals might be. But those are just the myths and tales I hear spread amongst the streets. I do not know their true business or how dark it may be.
And you've not heard of this group being particularly violent before?
Oh, there is violence where there is theft, but if they are bringing violence to the innocent, they are very good at keeping it hidden. Whereas the Syndicate seems to run with impunity. What I do know is the Syndicate and the Corsairs are very much not allied. And a lot of the violence that I have heard of has usually been when the two overlap, whether intentional or not.
I think we want to wait.
For our lives to be over.
Oh, God,
That's my point exactly. For trouble to come find us.
Agreed.
We'd rather to figure it out proactively. And I think we all understand that we need your help to do that.
There you go.
How might I be of service?
Who do you know? Who are you trying to contact?
I have not been trying to contact, but I have had emissaries I have hired to look into it. Either they did not return because the amount I offered was not worth the work or danger they perceived, perhaps, or they were paid off to not return. Because when a powerful lord, such as myself, an individual of means, is not perceived in the best light by their values, I cannot blame them for wanting to not reciprocate my attempts at communication.
Do you know where the Corsairs are located?
I do not. Because if I did, surely so would their enemies. But my profile is much higher than yours. And the people I have to work with at times are strange bedfellows with perhaps not hearts as strong as yours. I can continue to look and ask around, but I cannot say I would fare any better with my distant means than you would directly. But I will try.
I don't know, might not be a good idea for you to continue to reach out in that way. If they are made up of desperate people who are on the fringes of society, then maybe we should start at the fringes of society.
I don't know.
All three of them live?
If you do
That's crazy.
find any individual who belongs to the Corsairs, be careful. And if somehow in the future you gain the trust or respect of one, maybe speak well of me. I'm eager to expand the influence of what good we're trying to do. It is difficult to do so from inside this house. So, the more like-minded individuals I can connect with, the better.
And aside from just wandering around and asking at taverns, is there any specific place you think we should start our asking around?
If indeed you are looking for where the riffraff would congregate, well, there is the Hollow.
The who? The huh?
The Hollow.
The Fonsea Hollow.
Oh, yeah. We know that place.
There is also Elder's Post.
Is that just like a guild hall or something?
It is a collection of tunnels deep within the lantern spire where many individuals go and set up shop or homesteads temporarily. It's a bit shifty.
How deep is it? And that's where we were, right? The Lantern Spire?
Mm-hmm.
How deep down does it go?
Not terribly deep. The tunnels that lead to it are surface level and maybe 100 feet or so below that if you follow the curvatures, but...
Yeah.
It's mostly shopping.
So, Fancy Hollow, Elder's Post. Any place else, or is that about it?
I would say begin there. Those are the... Well, if you want to go to the steps of Drusar outside of the city, that is where you will find a whole different spectrum of individuals. Those who have either wished to free themselves of the confines and chains of the city's business-based prerogatives, or the outcasts, who are no longer allowed within the city's halls.
That's what we passed through on the way into town.
Yeah, they didn't seem very friendly to roamers.
No. All right. It's been a big help, thank you.
Of course. Remember, please,
Not everyone's a-
stay together until this is sorted out.
Can I do an insight check?
Ooh. To which regard?
Just if he's being sincere in his concern for
You
us.
may. Go ahead and make it.
It was almost a 9. Yeah, I was distracted by this, and I got a 1.
Oh, what? I thought you were a professional.
My dice was distracted by that.
His general nature is pretty guarded, and it's hard to see past his walled exterior. His face gives very little micro-emotion.
Lord Esheros, I have one question that's been bothering me. This Duggar person who killed our friend and killed your associate, stole from you, extorted an innocent person, would they really be a part of a group that steals from the rich and gives to the poor? Something doesn't fit for me.
It does not for me either. It could be that they're not. It could be that their intent is kept secret from associates. It could be they are no longer a part of it. There are many possibilities, but this information is new to me as well.
Thank you.
Of course.
I actually have a question that maybe you might know.
Yes.
Do you happen to know what they mine in this smolder spire?
They mine a number of things. Precious metals, fuels for lanterns and oils. Anything that can be mined from the grounds of Exandria, pulled from the spire and beneath.
One word.
Brimstone?
No. Brimstone is taken far off from here. I do not know where. That is kept by the Asfaran Union directly and guarded jealously for that reason, so.
That makes sense.
Do you know if there's any mining going on this spire?
In the core spire, I'm certain there is in small scales, but the richest spire when it comes to minerals and materials is the smolder. There are operations here and there, but...
Insight check.
Go for it.
Is he telling us the truth ever? Who knows?
19.
Ooh. Oh. She knows.
That's how you ask about
We're doing a
Brimstone,
whisper?
right? You have to make that face when you ask
whisper.
about Brimstone.
Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from now on.
Yeah.
We said
Everybody.
Descent.
Descent, Legends in the Dark is a wonderful fantasy game from Fantasy Flight.
It's actually really good.
It is.
Yeah.
That box that I held up.
It's our copy.
It belongs to Matt and Marisha.
Yeah.
They use it.
Yeah, don't drop it.
I didn't drop it.
I built all the terrain carefully.
The minis are bananas. Seriously.
They're like mini bananas?
They're just,
Yeah.
just like it's a game about
I got to watch.
descending into
game about
a
bananas.
pit of bananas.
It was bananas.
Interesting, is it gay?
I think he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Are we still in the house?
telling you that.
Yeah, we're still in the
Oh
house.
yeah, of course. That's why I'm asking you in your head.
Oh, what time of day is it right
When I
now?
make
It's midday, though the stars are up, and this is more for the fire effect and the darker interior. But yeah,
Wow.
All right.
Look at its finest.
Very well. Good luck. And if I learn of anything new,
Before we depart, I'm sorry. I just feel like we should say goodbye to Mr. Bell. You know, I mean, I assume you're gonna wrap him up or something, or put him away, or
no, what you say is true. If you would like to take a moment and give your regards to the deceased before I ensure his final destination.
I've said my goodbyes already.
Well, I'll say something. Then I'll just go over next to him and say, Mr. Bell, we didn't know you very long, but and you sort of, I felt like you were fibbing a lot to us, but you know, you brought us all together, and that's important. That's something positive. And it seemed like you were out to do good in the world, which is also positive. And so for that, I think we just say thank you. You know, they say that the word goodbye is the hardest word to say, but it's not. It's Worcestershire. That's the hardest word to say.
Confused on how to say it sometimes.
So goodbye, and we'll always remember you.
That was beautiful.
It was lovely.
Lovely. I'm gonna go over to Bertrand. Put my hand on him. Take out my shears and just cut a few chunks of his hair off. Tuck it away. It's a very useful substance, hair. It can be used for many things.
No, it's good. It's a part of him.
Yeah. It's, and it's a part of him. Yes. Yes.
I'll follow Laudna and I'll put a hand on her shoulder and just kind of lean in, and I'll just say, I'm still working on your song.
Well, I'll walk over and pull out some extra ribbon. Tie it around his wrist with an oleander flower. Pop it in. Oh, Birdie. Listen, I really didn't trust you. And I heard that you didn't like jazz. And jazz is chaos. And I don't know how you can't love it. But you're an old boy, and maybe wherever you have gone, you have learned to love jazz. And I lean over and kiss him on the forehead.
Fine. Hey, so, I guess in just a couple of days, you will have been gone longer than I knew you. Thanks for the job.
Well,
looks on.
Mister. Good boy. That was so sweet.
Lord Estroth looks around and says, "You'll be taken care of. Good luck."
He really did bring us all together.
He did.
You're very
very
right in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's quite wonderful.
It was a gift.
Yes.
Literally the only thing he did. Literally. That was it.
Well, I mean, he was present in some of our skirmishes.
Kill the table.
Prove it. He stabbed
you.
He
stabbed you.
Well, I stabbed him.
That is being involved in the skirmish. I gotta
He
say.
threw a glass at you.
He did. He was feisty.
He bought you all drinks reluctantly.
I wonder what happened to that
rooms.
time.
He gave you rooms.
He's also the reason that we're all here now instead of just bouncing off each other and heading on our own separate ways.
I actually don't know, Mr. Esros,
Yes.
if our tab was paid for, because Bertrand put everything on his tab,
He left
so
a mountain of debts, there's no doubt.
Well, they are more than welcome to find him and make him pay.
All right, we'll get out of your hair.
All right.
I
Be
give
safe.
Bertrand one final pat on his, I don't know, his feet, maybe.
Perfect. All right. And with that, Evelyn sees you out of the estate. With you.
Orin lets them all fall out of the room, but he doesn't leave.
Okay.
Oh.
Lord Estros, may I trouble you for a private word?
Certainly.
I've come a very long way. And I'm looking for someone. Those people in Whitestone, those people in Zephyra. People in Zephyra are relying on me to figure a few things out, and I'm looking for someone. And you seem to know a lot of people here, and I've been hesitant to ask. Have you ever worked with anyone named Brescio? Ashad Brescio? Known to some as the Anger?
You are an agent of the Ashari, then?
Yes, sir.
To have been sent by Zephyr. I have not worked with this bodyguard, but I know of them, and I know the Mahan house that they were assigned.
Mahan house?
And I assume your business has to do with the attack on the family.
I think so, yes.
What is it you wish with this anger?
What happened with the family here is reminiscent to something that happened from where I come from. And I'm just here to see if there's a connection.
Very well. My connections to the Mahan House Loomis, which was the target of the attack, are somewhat strained but not impossible. I will begin seeing what I can do. From what I understand, this Rashad you speak of is still recovering from his wounds. I will inquire, and should you stay safe enough, perhaps I can arrange something.
That is deeply appreciated, and I don't need to rush it. We have our hands full here. You do as well. But it's deeply appreciated both by me and the Ashari as well.
Well, it is always good to hold tighter to your allies, new and old. especially as days grow darker.
Well, thank you. I don't want to leave them waiting. I'll head out.
Of course.
On the way out, I just sort of stopped by Bertram and thumbed the pendant on his lapel. Safe journey, you sly old fox. I head out.
All right.
Worcestershire. Worcesters?
Worcestershire.
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 You're right. I mean, it's
Very
so
hard to say.
differently than the way you
Worcestershire.
actually say it.
Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
I assume
Hashtag
I've
nailed
never
it.
worked directly for the Corsairs. It's always been through an intermediary. I wouldn't actually have a direct contact with
You would
them.
not.
I would have to go through my normal
Yeah.
system of
For
booking.
for the similar reasons that, you know.
I'm not a member of anything. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
But in fact, what you do know, of, all the speak of the Corsairs has been from those who have been arrested and never seen again, or just whispers in the streets. Like, they're considered a mythological faction of only the recent years. They're not a large, a long time, you know, installation here in the city. But yeah, they're spoken of in a very kind of Robin Hood sense. Like they're some folks are like, well, they're here to make change, and some folk are like, I don't trust anyone who's going to use, you know, break the law to help us. And there are people who are like, what is a law anyway?
What
You
is
know,
law? What is break? What
Yeah.
does the mean, really?
Exactly. So there's a lot of discussion, there's a lot of theory, but it's very much kind of a thing whispered in tavern rooms and in excited conversation.
I'm sure
in
down
street
where I
corners.
live too. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of try and corral Fern a little bit while we're waiting for Aurum to come out.
What's up?
Do you think he's talking to Lord Estros?
I think he is. And I think it might be our best bet in finding out some information.
I think so too. Aurum knows what he's doing. I trust him.
I do too. I do too.
We'll see what he says later.
Okay.
Having reconvened, the city is yours. What would you like to do?
So much. So much.
First off, sign the replacement coin.
No, it's fine. It's really not. It's fine.
I've seen them hold grudges for months.
He's got the halfling.
slowly taking their revenge in subtle ways that you're not even aware of at the time they happen.
All right, I'll sleep with one eye open.
Oh, you best have both eyes open. 3 if you have them. Do you have now? You don't, because you dropped it.
What do you think started the Elder's Post?
Oh yeah. So Elder's Post is the tunnels. The thing is, Ashton is familiar with the Hollow, so
I live in the Hollow.
we could go there, and I mean, we probably would know more folks there, and it would be less dangerous.
That's a quick jaunt, and
Although
also
Elder's Post has tunnels, which seems
Pretty convenient.
pretty convenient.
Maybe somebody in the hollow will know about.
they're technically both underground.
Oh.
It's kind of a thing that happens here a lot when you have these big mountains and you put enough stuff on the top of them that there's nowhere to go but in. So a lot of stuff gets built inside.
Okay.
A lot of stuff that doesn't really fucking matter. We can go hit up my people real quick and then jaunt over to something a little more, and I do stress this, a little more fucking dangerous. So
Sounds like a good idea to me. I mean, I know we want to find answers, but we also don't want to stumble blindly into the den. So we should start with what we know.
you should also figure out where the two of us live so that if you need to find us or crash somewhere that's off the radar, you know where to
We're
go.
gonna stay at Eshteros's place for now, or
Things can happen.
Sure.
Better that we know that we don't know.
Sure.
And better to have a second location. You always should have a second location to go to, just in case.
When we first met, didn't you say something about so much has happened? A market, somewhere we could shop. Markets are always good places for information. Or?
Well, that will be stop 2. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you think of the place we go after this. Let's go down into the Crook House.
Okay. So you follow, and for many of you, this is your first time entering the depths of the core spire, the center of it, which is largely hollowed out into a downward wide tunnel
that as you're led through walkways and it drops below, you can see just endless paths of scaffolding and ladders and stairs made of rickety wood and whatever else materials could be found and roped together to create platforms and means of climbing down. And within, it is an odd vertical kind of tent and cave city of all people, artists and cast-offs to be forgotten, to people who prefer to live outside of the light and outside of the law to a certain extent and just worry about themselves. It is just a wonderful patchwork of odd people that either society has pushed away or they themselves have pushed themselves out of society. No one gives you an odd glance because they're used to it. But as you begin to kind of walk through and following Ashton's guidance, head down a number of levels of platforms until you come to the outside of this kind of darker building front built into the side of the rock edge of this open descending cavern. There is, you can see a couple of windows put with some very colorful, like bright purple drapery that is kind of pulled along the front of one side, and a door that, as far as you can tell, looks like it might function on the hinges, if not occasionally just kind of lean open at the angle that the whole front is kind of leaning towards. It's very, very interesting.
Are there a lot of people down here? Is it very crowded, or is it...
It's not crowded. Most folks kind of stay to their spaces unless they're having to travel in and out. And as such, at any given point in time, you can see a few dozen people climbing at different levels and hear shouts being shouted across. You can see all manner of long banners and ropes and bits of just aberrant material that people are using to decorate the interior of this otherwise lightless space that has all manner of magical and oil lanterns and things that give these little beads of light, but also create these long shadows that cast like spider webs across the stone walls. It is unlike anything you've experienced here in the city, let alone probably elsewhere. Weirdly welcoming as much as it is oddly terrifying and mysterious.
I'm going to take everyone back to my little chunk of where FCG and I have been crashing for the last few months.
As you step into the chamber, the first thing you hear is what sounds like metal pushing onto metal in kind of a faint grinding sound. And as you and the rest of you kind of walk in, you can see at this like odd makeshift workbench that looks like it was once a desk that has since been kind of plated with different shades of semi-rusted iron over the top of it, and a whole manner of tools that are currently affixed to what looks like a leather tool belt that has been bolted into the wall above it. Within this chair, you see a humanoid figure, human specifically, currently hunched, facing away from you, and is in the process of doing some sort of business before they stop. Place one of the tools into one of the slips in the wall, turn around, and you see them smile, kind of like smooth beige skin, large glasses, and this kind of cap that's on right now that has a heavy set of like magnifying glasses that are placed right in front that make their eyes massive as soon as they spin. Oh, I didn't realize we had guests.
Hey, everybody, they're Milo.
Hello, Milo.
This is Milo. Milo, this is everybody. I told you that I was doing some work with some people.
Yeah, are these the people?
These are the some people.
Hi,
yeah.
people.
Hi.
I'm Milo.
Hello.
Welcome to the Crook House.
They might be.
Hey, buddy.
Wondering.
Hey, how you doing? You fixing something cool?
Trying. I'm just experimenting with some smaller crittery creations. Figure, if we're gonna have enough rats here, let's go and make them some friends that can do some interesting things.
Hey, that sounds great.
You're making rat friends?
More or less.
Do you hear that, Pate? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Laudna, and this is Pate de Rolo. Nice to meet you.
Your friends are so cool.
Right? I know. I don't know, how it took this long.
They come forward immediately and kind of look at it. That's not entirely a rat. That's a few things.
Yes, that is accurate.
I can do that, right? Doesn't have to.
Yeah, you can mix and match. What else? I mean, that's the fun in life, right?
That is delightfully fucked up. I'm excited. Screw the rats. I want to make a bunch of things in one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always an inspiration.
You always are.
Just want to make sure that you saw these faces just so you know, if you see them wandering around, if something goes wrong, you know that they're allowed to be going through my shit.
They go ahead and take their goggles and put them back on and walk up first straight to you, Orem, and you just see these bright eyes kind of glancing over you.
Hi.
They don't really respond, they just continue to scan. Right? There's like you can sense like sort of a sense of like photo memorization and kind of taking in a person's stance. Like you're being read thoroughly by a person in a matter of seconds. All right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're tall.
That tickles.
I don't know how, but sure.
It really doesn't.
Gives a pass over Ladna. Right? And, oh, you're a fancy boy.
Hello.
You got people for money.
Yeah. Not for long.
All right, well, great, welcome. Find a chair. If you can't find a chair, make one, steal one, I don't care. I'm gonna get back to work.
Got 2 things for you before you go.
I'm not going, I'm back to, yeah, what?
Be on the lookout. We apparently have run into some problems with some guy. It's a dwarf named Duggar. I don't know if that name rings a bell.
I don't know a Duggar.
Also,
Nope.
I need to get a hold of somebody from the Corsairs. I knew you were going to make that.
What do you get mixed in with? Ashton, what? Come on.
Some shit's been going down. That's why I'm going to be not here for a few days, maybe longer. I'm going to keep my shit out of your shit.
Your fucking quote is keep your head down. Like, what the?
Well, the head got up and the head got hit, and now we've got some fucking
Yeah, apparently he took quite a hit on it. Hey, look, all I'm saying is if you're going to get involved with stuff, don't bring it back here, please.
That's why I'm getting out. It's just, I know you know everybody, so you must know somebody. If you know somebody, figure out a way of letting them know that I'm looking without letting them know that you know that I'm looking, so you don't get in trouble with. There's got to be a middleman somewhere who can do this.
The only person I could think of would probably be like Advik. And you know Advik.
Who's Advik?
Tell us everything.
No, that's a whole nother thing that we will get into.
Who's Advik?
Advik. That's a problem. We'll get there. Okay, Advik. No, I get it. I'll be back with money.
All right. Well, pleasure to meet you. Don't be trouble. Bye. And they turn back around and get back to work.
Okay, that's something.
That is something. Let's try. So that's good. That's a wheel in motion. Let's
try Advik.
Let's go somewhere else first. I think that might be the best way to do things.
In your head, you hear, "Who's Advik?"
I'll get to
avoiding the question.
I'll fucking get to it. God fucking damn it, that feels really weird.
Detect ops.
So
people around it don't want to use it right now.
yeah. You know what? So we're going to Eldritch Post anyway. Fuck it. Okay.
Fucking what?
Fucking what?
What are we fucking? What are we fucking?
Oh, yeah. Why do we have so many?
Advik.
Advik.
We're fucking Advik? What's happening?
Never fucked an Advik before.
You look like you fucked an Advik. That's weird. Sorry.
Is Advik near here?
No, they're in.
They're in the Elder's Post?
He's in Elder's Post, probably.
Oh.
Maybe.
Okay,
Possibly.
okay.
It's gonna be weird. Okay, that's cool.
Why is it gonna be weird? Please.
Milo not turning around, just to the shoulder. You can also ask Ephid.
In Milo's head, who's Ephid?
Ephid is not trustworthy. I can't get into.
All right.
Okay, Advik it is. Advik's gonna be a little weird. They're a little.
See Milo like trying to clean their ear.
Yeah. Ephid, fuck you for Ephid. Okay.
Just tell us now. Why are you being so weird?
Well, people have interesting. I have a lot of relationships in this town, and some are better than others, and some are okay, and sometimes I don't really remember where they stand, and we find out.
Oh.
So.
That's exciting.
So you potentially have beef with Advik.
Or is it like a kissing relationship?
They potentially have beef with me.
Did you kiss them?
Did you kiss the beef?
I hope not.
Are you too upset to do this? Is this going to cause you pain?
I was just hoping this was going to be easy. This is okay. so...
Do you need help? Do you need us to do the talking? Are you all right?
We'll see how it goes. You know what? I'm excited to bring everybody to Elder's Post. Let's go see somewhere really interesting, see some good shopping. Don't get your shit stolen.
Oh.
Okay?
Right.
Okay.
I don't have my shit anymore because it was lost. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you.
It's all right, I deserve that.
No, you don't. I'm being silly.
I did what I thought was the right thing to
You
do,
did
but it
what
was
did- it
clearly
was
the wrong thing
Listen,
to do.
of all the cities in the world, generosity is the capital of kindness.
I'm still not used to the fact that you are shiny and chrome. It's so... I've never met anyone like you. Let alone the fact to offend someone like you.
You haven't offended me.
No.
I'm just poking you.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's fine.
Can I try to pick you up?
I don't see why not.
Do it.
How heavy are you?
Oh, I'm falling apart.
How heavy are you?
I don't know how heavy I am. I never weighed myself.
Do you want to try and pick him up?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a strength check.
I'm so strong.
Yeah.
-2.
Oh, no.
9.
What's your dream about?
You get him a few inches off the ground, but you are fairly dense. I mean, you are constructed of some sort of collection of metallic alloys, and you are very heavy. You look like you weigh twice as much as you look like you should.
Oh, like a kettlebell. What?
Yeah, you're very heavy. You feel strangely familiar to me.
Oh?
I don't know.
Just my skin or my body or?
I don't know. I like it.
Well, feel free to pick me up whenever you wish.
Well, I don't think I can, but I
Or just
clearly am
put
not
your
strong
arms
enough.
around me or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe, well, I wonder if I could pick you up.
Let's try.
Okay.
Roll a strength check.
That's a 16.
16? Yeah. Right? Yeah, full on
Can I
hydraulic lift.
Go under, pick me up.
Oh, and I'll roll around a little with her.
I'm gonna put my dress over his head.
Okay.
I can't see.
You end up running into a piece of lower level scaffolding, which then begins to shake, and somebody about 15 feet up is like, "Whoa, what?" And you see it kind of shake for a second before they have to grab on, and it eventually stops.
That could be fun for later.
Okay.
Suddenly Fern is essicking around the room.
We'll use that.
Okay.
All right. Where you
Yeah,
going?
I think Advic's probably the chiller of those two options, so I think a trip to Elder's Post is...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, you travel at Ashton's behest, beyond the core spire, back to the lantern spire, but as opposed to heading into the main streets that begin to wind their way towards the peak at the spire where the Prakash Pyre and the Dawnfather Temple that surrounds it currently sits, you head into this kind of side alley that enters a carved archway within the rock itself and deep into the lightless interior. Lightless beyond the occasional lantern that is giving off a faint pulsing magical glow that is affixed to the ceiling about every 10 or so feet to ensure that you at least can see shadows and make your way forward without bumping into things and feeling lost.
Also, just to clarify, we've just gone from the core spire to the lantern spire for the 17th time.
Yes, you guys have just been
Lots of walking.
Ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding.
getting those. Yeah, you are burning some calories and earning up those frequent flyer miles.
What do you have to say?
But this odd network of winding tunnels continues to burrow deeper into the rock, where you can see now dozens of carved abodes that line the edges of this kind of much less precarious Fonzie Hollow. A similar visual, but as opposed to being within this massive open cylinder space, it is just a winding path that occasionally branches off. But following Ashton's lead, you know where to go. You continue down this pattern line of pathways until you're met with the bustling sounds of raised voices in Marquesian, the music of buskers, and the smells of fresh, wet earth mingling with steam and cooked goods. The tunnel then opens into a communal cavern keyhole space filled with carts, tents, standees, and platforms where all manner of everyday goods and collectibles are hawked. You can see tents of all colors. You can see strings of lights. You can see people playing music and shouting. People on the far end that you can hear probably about to get into a fist fight. It is just a mingled mass of humanity, and it's a different flavor than what you're used to in the streets here in Drusar.
I had no idea this was down here.
Oh yeah, every spire has an awful lot of its own flavor. This can be good. Again, watch yourself. This gets very sketchy.
I'm just gonna keep my hand on my...
Very sketchy.
I'm gonna tuck my coin purse into my belt.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Same.
Secure. Tuck it in.
That's good.
Alrighty.
If you see anything in this stall that you're interested in, let us know. We will stop, but we are heading to Advic's place.
Every time it sounds like something your phone is shutting down.
Yeah,
like your phone is on 0%. And it's like, no.
Oh, it does sound like that.
Yeah, or like that coin you threw down the cavern.
No regrets.
So, what are you doing here in the Elder's Post?
Well, I'm looking for a magical light source in this shopping area as we walk through.
I am trying to stay away from the crowds as much as possible.
Okay.
I'll stick next to Imogen.
You got it. And you move through, and every person is in the process of going about their business. A lot of them carry like bags. Some people are bringing little hand carts down with them, and they're gathering what looks like harvested fungus. You can see some people that have farmed vegetables that have signs that are like, from the Talon Highlands, and some that are like, brought from the far north of the wilds. People at least claim to bring a lot of goods from far outside of the city and mark up the prices for it. You're looking for Advic. Advic does not have a stationary space here in Elder's Post and is kind of a wandering merchant of the space. You do recognize what what you see is a tall male elf, looks a bit like in 30s or so, dark, handsome figure that has this kind of like heavy gray patterned, like thick wool cloak across the shoulders, completely shaved head, just these kind of just looks like Lance Reddick, to be honest, as an elf. Bless him. You know it as Ifrid, also known as the Shadowbreaker.
Oh, Ifrid. That's different than
not for fuck's sake.
There's Ephid and Ifrid. Yeah.
Efreed. This is
Yeah.
somebody told me.
Oh, fuck right. Hey! Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Weird running into you down here. This is fucking crazy. What are you doing down here?
What I always do, sell my wares.
What I have new friends, by the way. I've made friends. They're great.
Do your friends have coin?
A couple of them do.
Turns back in a stoic look, just like the eyes catch you, this like deep resonant brown, and you just feel like, oh, this chill hit you. This powerful creature is taking an interest.
Jingle, 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 jingle.
Keep going down the line. Just make your way all the way to the bottom of the line.
Pulls open his cloak, and you see on the inside there are all manner of pouches, and within each one are just colorful, wonderful smelling baked goods.
Oh.
Look upon the work of the Shadowbaker.
The
Shadowbaker.
Fuck my life.
Oh, he's got branding. I appreciate that.
Shadow Breaker down, man. Amazing.
Do they do anything magical, or
Try one. Only way to know.
I couldn't possibly.
How much are your baked goods?
Depends on what you're looking for.
Can you sample them for free?
Make a persuasion check.
Please, please. 7.
No.
No.
What do you recommend?
Gives you a very curious look.
Throw my scarf around me.
For 3 silver. Reaches in and plucks out what looks to be this kind of round cinnamon roll that has this odd kind of purple icing around it with little dashes of bright orange. It looks like one of those weird Pop-Tart flavors that shouldn't be eaten, but it's still
raspberry.
intriguing. And it's like, do you trust me?
No, I don't. But I'll do it anyway.
3 silver.
Are you marking the price up because I'm me?
No. I'm marking the price where it should be because I'm good at what I do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mark off 3 silver. It smells sweet.
You said it's got like purple sprinkles or something?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
You taste this, it's very sweet. The scent and bit of flavor that you capture has kind of a blackberry, but with a bit of like a citrus twist to it, even just a bit. You're like, that took you on a ride for just like a brief touch of the tongue. Maybe this guy earned his name. It's very delicious.
Holy
Really?
shit. Really good. You tried this.
She actually took a bite.
She took a bite. I did.
Give me a love, now she'll try anything.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Is it
that
really
is
good?
so
Is it
good.
It's better than the carrot cake. I'm not.
Yeah, it's way better. It's
The carrot cake is like not even a real baked good compared to this. You know?
You should not be a baker in the shadows. You should just get out there and tell everybody who you are.
I want those that need what I have to offer to find me.
I would like to find you. Can I have one too? Which one would I get?
Dorian, try this.
Okay.
Kind of looks at you, looks back, and pulls out what looks to be this kind of like a bear claw type pastry, but it has a bright pink coloration that matches your hair color.
I want it.
As he's passing that, I'm gonna
3
try
silver on that as well? Or
You're gonna
is it a
steal
different
from
price?
him?
For you, 3 silver.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What were you saying?
As he's passing it, I'm gonna try to, like, the bottom corner, I'm just gonna try to grab one.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Come on, come on.
Do I
This is it.
Nope.
15.
15. Okay. What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 11.
Yeah, no, you do not see it.
No, I don't.
You pocket something?
How much is this one? Can I just have it? I'll give you something in return.
What will you give me?
What do you want? A ribbon? A poisonous flower? Flaming monkey shit?
You are a strange one. A poisonous flower I will take. Might be something to be done with that. Perhaps a unique flavor.
I give him a hemlock.
Very well. And with that,
You don't have any pies, do you? That seems like a big ask for your coat, but...
I am not a maker of pies. I am a curator of fine pastries.
Morning. Feel worse than I do with fresh cut grass.
What kind of riffraff do you bring to me, Ashton? Pies.
They're new here, and
The lowest pastry. Guys, pie is better than cake. Pie is
we're
better.
trying to do a thing
This
here.
is
God, she's
Liam.
gonna ruin
This is
everything. Okay.
Liam.
The Shadow Baker in Marquesian to you goes, really?
I wouldn't bring them if
You
I wasn't
insult
desperate. In Marquise, I wouldn't do it if I wasn't desperate. I absolutely.
All right.
I need a baked good.
I understand.
And some information.
All right, information. I can help you with that.
And a baked good.
And a baked good? What information do you have? What are you paying? How can I help? Those of you who don't speak Marquesian are not hearing any of this exchange.
I'm clocking all of
I'm
Yeah.
clocking it.
I
Pretty words.
I'm in bad with a dwarf named Duggar, and I think that they have some dealings with the Corsairs, and I need to get a hold of the Corsairs somehow. I need to get any kind of contact there, because I'm pretty sure there's no way they could be in with what this guy's into. It's just some bad shit. All right.
Make a persuasion check.
That goes well. I did last time, I suppose. Let's find out. 6.
6. Do you want to pay for this, or do you want me to just give you a baked good and some information?
Are you going to tell me what it costs, or am I going to have to make a guess?
I like to know what my clients are offering before I can negotiate.
Fuck. Pull out 5 gold.
Snags it and says, approach the dark-feathered ice furra called Heron within the Root Trader alcove on the other side of the post. Tell him you come for the laughter.
In your head, you hear in Marquesian, for the laughter?
Well, I
you see,
appreciate
like the eye kind of twitch a little bit as it glance back at you.
Ooh. I appreciate your generosity.
I appreciate your friends not prying. Closes the cloak and walks away.
You're amazing.
Just vanishes into the crowd.
What was that name again?
Heron.
Heron.
Well, that definitely could have gone worse. I feel like that was a win-win all the way across.
You got some information.
We do. We have a place to go, and it will probably be good. There's easily an 80% chance that that is good information and not going to like fuck us somehow. So that's pretty cool. I felt pretty good about it. Anybody get a bad read? I don't know. I'm bad at that.
As if you're invisible.
I didn't do a particular read on him.
I got distracted by the
baked goods.
I did as well.
You seem like a cool fella.
Very intense.
Yeah,
really,
I got that.
In the shadows, he rises. Let's, It's a lot.
Where is Boyardee?
To the Root Trader alcove?
Let's find our way to the Root Trader alcove.
To talk to who?
Heron.
Heron.
All right.
As they walk off, Orem to Dorian is like, I mean, the thing with pie is there's either fruit, which is fruit, and or there's vegetables and meat. So you're getting a baked good, but you're also getting sustenance from it.
I think he was sensitive. I think technically pie is a pastry. I'm not sure. Is it? I'm not sure.
I'm no expert.
In pie.
Is pastry a pie or is pie a pastry?
Pastry to like
Make a pie.
make a pie.
Yeah, not all pies are pastries, but not all pastries are pies.
I mean, I'll eat cake.
Fuck.
I'll eat it.
Damn. I don't know.
Damn.
It's a question for the ages.
I've specifically not thought about it because of that guy too. So like, I really have never given this the slightest bit of thought.
I do love a good meat pie. So if you find any of those.
I would consider that a pastry, for the record.
It's savory.
Savory. To the Root Trader alcove?
Root Trader
At
alcove.
this point now, you guys have meandered through the crowd, carefully watching your coin purses, until you come to what you've passed it before, though you've had no reason to stop here. It's called the Root Trader. And you can see it's this kind of odd triangular crack in the rock that has been excavated, and then a shop front has been built there with rickety, wood that has been gathered and put together and then painted over. It gives it a unique kind of earthy texture because it's kind of ramshod, nailed, and then painted over. But as soon as you approach, you can already smell a cavalcade of different herbs and fresh leaves and faunas and all manner of just it's like a fantasy Sephora. It's a lot. And while the door is not entirely closed, it's slightly ajar, it doesn't look like it's a very busy interior at the moment. Approaching as you step through the door, it makes the
classic kind of creak sound which gets the attention of 2 individuals within. But before we get there, as you enter inside, you can see along the walls shelves that are just lined with all manner of hanging plants and herbs that have been dried and gathered and like labeled with prices. Some of it appears to be just cooking spices, and kind of the front bit is for the standard caretakers. But you can see there are a number of other pieces that are labeled as Heartmoor Take, which those of you who know the Heartmoor is one of the lowest points in the wilds here in the jungle, where a lot of the water and runoff creates this kind of boggy center, and is known to create and give life to a lot of very rare medicinal plants. But because of that, it's also very carefully guarded and is a dangerous space anyway. So seeing some Heartmoor stuff, like that's probably where they make a lot of their money.
Is it like it's plants that come from that area, or is it like dirt that comes from that area?
The biome there gives life to a lot of these very specific plants that have generally heightened medicinal properties. Some used in alchemy, some used in enchantment, some that are just utilized as a means of healing over time. But you have not been there. You've just heard about it.
I just meant like on the shelf. It's like bottles from that just are labeled that, or it's like
they're just loosely hanging and gathered and just kind of dried and kept there. Yeah. There isn't quite that level of refinement within this establishment.
Okay.
There is no like front table or bench. You can see there's what looks to be a small stand and a high chair with kind of a backless chair that's situated as a stand in front of it. It's very kind of a weird, open, kind of inviting business presentation for as rough and slapped together a lot of it seems. The smell in here now has gone from like that strong herbal scent to now more of an earthy, minty almost as you approach. And you can see now there are 2 figures within here. One is kind of, holding court in the center of this. You see a female brass dragonborn, kind of heavy set, big smile, who is dressed in kind of a nice blouse and long, kind of tied over skirt. And then off to the side, you can see a male Icefura, which is the bird folk here, all black feathers across, and they have what looks to be a kind of fold over leather breastplate that is maybe not as designed for function as much as it is for style, and they have their arms crossed, and they just kind of look like they're having like a bored conversation before you enter, and both turn and look, and the woman goes, "Hello, so good to see you. Welcome to the Root Trader. What can I get for you? What are you looking for? What is your interest?"
Tempers are right.
Am I doing this, or does somebody else want to do this?
we're looking for a heron.
Yeah.
Heron, you have visitors. And turns over, and the bird's like, "What? I don't know why. What do you want?
We're
what do you want
here
from
for the
me?"
laughter.
What was that?
We've come for the laughter.
We've come for the laughter.
We both look at each other. Huh. Well then, follow me. And you watch as the female dragonborn stands up and goes across the room and kind of closes the door. And Heron kind of goes behind one of the large racks that you could see are holding all manner of kind of dried brown and twisted and braided. It looks almost like jungle vines that have been made into these long, almost leathery strips.
You look the rock.
Takes the rack and shifts it to the side. And behind it you can see there's a door that is normally kept, tightly held. They go ahead and unlatch it and step inside.
Yeah, all right, I'm doing this shit. Fuck
Before I go in, I'm gonna send just a mental message out to the Shadow Baker.
Okay.
If he's still within range.
What's the range on that?
A few miles.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna say, I know you weren't a fan of my prying, but we do greatly appreciate your help. And I'll walk on in.
Okay. As you all follow suit, if you follow suit, again, it leads into a roughly hewn, tight, kind of a spiral staircase that goes up into the rock. It is a little claustrophobic, and you kind of like arms aside, kind of pulling yourself up as you go. It is a unique challenge for you, fresh cut grass.
I need some help.
I'm weak as hell. We could try to each take a hand.
I can literally just drag the handle of the hammer behind me so you have something to like hold.
There you go. Slowly, the spiral staircase continues
Like
upward.
Like a heavy carry.
Heron gets to a point where they stop, and you see him kind of put his hand up and reaches and grabs something, turns a latch, and then a hatch opens up above, and he steps up and out into a chamber. Each of you kind of exit thereafter, and you can see now you're in a very low-lit room. There's a table with a single low-wick lantern that's just kind of like, it's that low wickness where it kind of flicks because the fuel's about to go out. As you know, Heron sits there, arms waiting for you all to get out, and it's kind of like waving you in as you each step out and kind of gather around where the hatch is.
Orm will be here in just a second. I think he went to go take a piss, but
Fair enough.
he'll be coming on up. There he is.
Welcome back. So you have followed Heron.
Cool.
Into a hidden passageway.
You gotta go.
Yeah. And have now, after up this spiral staircase, Heron opened a hatch.
Okay.
Led you all up into this kind of low-lit chamber with a single table and a low-wick lantern. You don't see the walls anywhere necessarily right now. It's very low-lit and tight in this space. Who has dark vision, if anybody?
Used to have something.
Oh God, really? None of us have it.
This is the opposite of last campaign. I'm so happy.
Goggles, lionette has.
There's a reason.
I have a
She's
little
like, I'm not doing that again.
Kind of 100%.
You can pull the lantern out if you
I'm
want.
gonna pull my little lantern
Yeah,
out.
I'll unsheath my scimitar. I got 15 feet, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
moon touch
A
scimitar.
little bit of light. And as it fills up, you can now see vaguely, and you saw this when you first kind of stepped in there, this room is about maybe 50 feet by 40 or so feet. It's tall. It looks like it would be kind of a storage space. You can't make out much more detail because there's a lot of like cluttered barrels and small boxes and things off to the side, but there are numerous figures in the room.
Oh. No.
Lining the wall.
What's it smell like in here?
It smells like sweat. It smells like ale. It smells like mildewed wood. But as Heron closes the hatch behind as you all kind of take in the space and start getting that nervousness kind of curdling up inside your stomach, other lanterns begin to light and underlight faces from below. And you just see all these faces grinning in your direction. About a dozen or so, and many more beyond them that you can just see the outer outline of them. Probably close to 30 or so individuals line the interior of this room in different spaces, and they've kind of just left the center of it open for you. Heron goes, "These folks have come for the laughter," and steps aside and kind of joins the edge, and you hear different laughs and chuckles beginning to slowly spread throughout the room. You watch as one person strides forward from the group, setting his lantern along the ground and gingerly twirling a scimitar in his hand. You see what looks to be a tall man of smooth sepia brown skin and striking light brown eyes and a tangled mop of dark roguish hair, wearing a forest green leather chest plate and braces over a sleeveless Kurdish shirt of a very, very kind of light beige color. Leans forward, Marquesian, towards those who can understand it, scimitar at the ready, pointed towards you. "This, friends, is certainly not your luckiest of days." And that's where we're going to go ahead.
Damn pie fucker. Fucking pie fucker.
He sent us up to Greg.
Are we in the Court of Owls right now?
This is very Court of Owls.
The low persuasion check plus the mind probing
did not go well.
That could have gone one of multiple ways, and that put him in a
Well, I
nope.
didn't probe his mind.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just tickled his gooch. That's all.
Fuck. Shit. Piss.
You're the right height.
I would comment on what they were saying out loud.
Yeah.
30.
It looks,
30 people.
It looks like it. Yeah, surrounding the room.
So how did he...
Go.
Boy.
I only did that after he already gave us the information.
It's me.
Shit.
That
In a general rule, I probably should point at people and then other people should talk to them.
it's a shame
I
because
feel that, buddy.
that coin that I had paralyzes up to 30 people.
Wow.
In an exactly 40-foot square feet radius.
40 by 50.
Exactly 40 by 50. It's wild.
No save roll, just happens.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like they're all like clustered and like over each other's shoulder. It's very much like all of a sudden you see a wall of individuals around you, like a small like personal arena space.
Well,
Man, they're dorks. They're just sitting up here looking spoopy, waiting for someone to come up and be spoopy.
They are.
we'll have a whole week to plan it over text.
Yeah.
I looked that coin up. It also lets you reroll ones, which is pretty cool.
I hate it, and I'm glad you got rid of it.
Alrighty, well, we'll pick up there next week. Thank you all so much for watching. We love you very much. And is it Thursday yet?
Yay!
Good night.
Justice for Bertrand!
Bertrand!
Never.
Just out of view.
Well, not sure why you're poking your nose.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Dragon.
Before we go into our game tonight, we do have some quick announcements to get through, beginning with the first of our two sponsors tonight, Hit Point Press. Sam?
I'm a cat. And I'm picky about everything. Baths or torture. Litter boxes, I'd rather pee on your slipper. Chris Pratt as Garfield? Weird flex, but no. But our friends at Hit Point Press, them I like. Because Hit Point Press is back again with their ongoing early Black Friday sales. I'm a cat. You want to see my butthole?
Yes.
I'll take that as a yes.
Please don't do that.
Now is the perfect chance to prepare for your next adventure in Humblewood. Or travel deep into the islands of Sinauna with a campaign setting inspired by Filipino mythology and culture.
It's awesome.
That's cool.
Whoops, time for a nap. Okay, I'm up. And I'm a cat. Don't forget to equip one of the many items and weapons from the famed Griffin saddlebag before you embark on your journey. Here's an owl they sent us.
Guys, we're finally getting that pussy backstory.
Are you using these papers?
I am.
I'm gonna make it my bed.
Stop. Okay. Okay.
I hope Bridget's living right now.
Here, can you?
Oh,
There we
wow.
go. Thank you. Yeah, go get it.
I'm a cat, so I have excellent taste. For example, I lick my own genitalia. Also, I love Hit Point Press. Check it all out and use code CritRoll21 right now to receive an additional $5 off your order of $50 or more on in-stock items at hitpointpress.com/CR.
No, don't.
By the way, I left a dead mouse next to the studio toilet. I'm a cat. Cat to you, Matt.
Well, we better have more of that later.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
That was a weird one.
That's gonna haunt all of us. Thank you, Sam, and thank you, Hit Point Press. I'm so sorry. This episode is also sponsored by our friends at Bethesda and ZeniMax Online Studios in the latest chapter release of The Elder Scrolls Online Blackwood that does not have Sam as a cat. It is available now on all platforms, including Xbox Series X, S, and PS5. Join over the 19 million players in the award-winning RPG. It's winning as well, but it's also warming to your heart. And enter the Gates of Oblivion, the year-long adventure which wraps up with the launch of the ESO Deadlands DLC, out now on PC and consoles. We welcome you to join in all the fun, and please check out everything Elder Scrolls Online at elderscrollsonline.com/buy. Also wanted to thank you all so much for joining us live on Twitch and YouTube. To join in our live and moderated community chat, please head on over to our Twitch channel. And as a reminder, there will be no new episode of Critical Role next week as we celebrate Thanksgiving here in the U.S. We will be back the following Thursday on December 2nd for our next episode. Wow, there's a lot of announcements here. In comic book news...
You want me to do this one?
No!
Okay. So, with that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and get off here. So thank you guys for watching. We're going to continue the next episode of Bell's Hells tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. I believe it's Campaign 3, Episode 5, The Threat Between the Walls. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys again for coming out. I appreciate it. And I will talk to y'all in the next video. Later. Ah, this is awkward. Okay.